All right, Jake. Before we go, any globe proofs? Sorry. That's all I
What's
wanted.
your middle
One globe
name?
proof. You didn't give me a globe
I
proof.
want
I'm not giving you my middle name.
the world's round is a globe. There's your proof.
That's my proof. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's your proof.
What's your middle name?
Jake, you have a major
Yep.
problem,
That's
man.
one.
You have the world is round. Okay.
Yep.
Hey,
There
um,
it is.
uh, Skylar, go ahead. I'm
Sorry, I
laughing
was
hard.
modding up a. I was
That's
modding.
how dumb that is how dumb flat Earth is. That, like to our perspective, that is how dumb you guys sound. Do you get it? That's how remedial it is. I
Yeah,
don't
but
have to say anything more. I don't have to say anything more than that. You know, no, yeah,
but
and but what? That's
okay, so let's put the shoe on the other foot for a second, right? If we argued that way,
uh,
right? Oh, it's just so remedial to say that the Earth is a globe. Oh, everybody just knows that it's flat. Oh, we just done thousands of years of experiments to show that it's flat. If we just answered the exact same way that you answered us, I mean, it wouldn't be convincing to anybody. But you have to think, right? I mean, you might not be taking this seriously at all, but I mean, we have big channels. You think that we're just
not
sitting and lying
convincing
to
to
people? Don't you feel any kind of like moral obligation
uh,
to our audience to like expose us? If you're trying to expose us, I mean, you're doing a terrible job, absolutely terrible. We've refuted every single
I am
point that
trying.
with specificity,
I
and
am. I
you've given
am
us
trying to expose you, but not because of this bogus science you want to peddle, but because of who you are and where you came from and why you're doing it. And you refuse to even let me get 1 inch in there, and that's all the proof that I need myself that you are guarding what you used to be and who you are
I
so
keep
hard.
interrupting you
I
because
can't get.
you keep talking in circles for like 5-10 minutes, and it's actually insufferable on my end.
So
So
are you. So are you. God, and projection much, right? Oh my God, you guys are great at that
I
as
love
well.
hearing myself
See how
talk.
that works?
If I have All right, folks. Looks like we are live on the YouTube. Let's go ahead and get us live on Rockfin as well. Appreciate everybody joining us today. We got an exciting conversation. Joining us is Dearth, Dave from deep inside the rabbit hole, and our good friend Jacob. Let's go ahead and get you guys pulled up here. Appreciate you coming on. Welcome to the show.
Awesome. This is going to be fun. Let me just start. So, Jake, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this because I get a ton of messages from a ton of people. Jake emailed me very upset that I have caused major strife in his extended family, especially with him and his brother who is a flat earther. I believe his brother has his own family. It's not like we're just talking about some young people here. These are two adult men, and they don't talk to each other anymore, I don't think, because of flat Earth, and I've ruined his life. So I've been trying to talk to Jake back and forth on email, and that has been going very well. Pretty much a dumpster fire, as Skylar would term it. And Jake agreed to come on and set us straight. So, Jake, before you can correct anything I said that's wrong, if it is, I just want to ask you a couple quick questions. Do you believe it's possible for men to lie? Pretty easy question.
Oh yes,
Okay. Do you believe it's
absolutely.
possible that men that write history books could lie?
Of course.
Okay. The last question is, if you were shown evidence that the Earth is not a globe, would you have the ability to change your mind?
Of course.
Okay.
I do. Absolutely.
All right. So how do you want to start? Where do we go wrong? What's your best proof of the globe? And the way we go, like you're gonna give us whatever you want to give us, and then allow us to respond. We will try not to interrupt you, and try not to interrupt us too much.
Sounds like a plan. So I want to start with a few questions, if that's okay, and retort towards you. I got to know, like I've been watching your videos, and I just got to know, do you have a background in all in like in photography or how cameras work at all, like any professional training whatsoever?
Well, when you say professional training, I have experience. I have user experience. I'm not. I wouldn't call myself an expert. No, not in any way. But I talk to many experts, and we have a guy named Jay Tolan Media who is an expert, and he's done amazing footage with infrared and has seen things that would be impossible on a ball.
Right. So you do have more than the average person coming out, more than just user knowledge. You do have experience on how light would work in a camera lens and all that jazz. More than the average person, since you do have expert, people helping you. Correct?
Yeah, and I think where you're going with this is the images of stars and planets when they're slightly out of focus. We see cymatic patterns, and there's ways to sort of replicate that, but not really by taking camera out of focus and zooming in on a light or something like that. But yes, I'm with you.
You're really good at putting words in my mouth. That wasn't where I was going at all.
Okay.
I think you could be a lot simpler than that, though. Even though just the one video you showed me directly, because we were being condescending when we were talking, and I showed you a picture while I was walking home from work of the sunrise, and I was just like, how can you possibly believe the Earth is flat? You can't have a sunrise without Earth that turns. And it just like you said, it was a dumpster fire from there. You don't want to listen. I know you're full of it, and so it was just a bunch of angry emails back and forth. But the one that you showed me, the whole setup, it is to show the proof of, oh, how do you have a sunrise on a flat Earth? Well, you say, oh, the camera is right above the table. It's not. You have a partial bit of the lens at the table, and the way, if anybody has doubt of how that works, take a mirror, put a piece of paper in front of a mirror, and put your finger in front of it. Right? You should be able to see your finger with the same philosophy that you have, saying with that, how a flat or how sunrise works on a flat Earth like that. But then how you see your finger behind the mirror, if it's behind the paper, if you're using that train of thought, that, and how the light comes around with the camera. And again, you did even simpler one where you're zooming in to something downrange on a picnic table, I think it was. And when you have the camera focusing close, excuse me, I thought you said we're going to.
No problem.
When you have the camera zoomed in close, you can't see it. Then you zoom in, and all of a sudden you see it. That's exactly how cameras work, and I believe you use your knowledge to, manipulate the situation. Because my whole thing is, I know you don't believe the world is flat. I know you don't. You are just doing this for money, and yeah.
Did you buy my app yet? By the way, did you buy my app yet? Please buy and subscribe.
Exactly. So that's why I'm getting there's no point of showing you evidence. Any man that has been shown and explained to you exactly what you've been shown, even the most remedial child would accept the evidence
already, huh?
Yeah, no, that's all right.
Sorry.
Skylar, go ahead. You want to throw in a comment there, but I want to ask you a question about sunsets, and we don't have to use the bottle cap on the table, which is just showing how mirage works. There's reasons that the sun sets, and it's very, very simply explained. But Skylar?
Yeah, I mean, put very simply, we're ignoring a whole lot of stuff like angular size, field of view, Riley's principle. You've actually not answered anything really with any specificity. You've simply accused Dave of LARPing, essentially, or drifting, which, don't get me wrong, I know he's got an app to sell, but at the same time, isn't it possible to believe in what it is that you're selling, right? I mean, certainly you're not going to call the people selling things like water filters or solar panels simply drifting because they're selling something, right? Things have value. So with that being said, we started off this with like a proof, right, that we know. How would you know that the Earth is a globe and that Dave is definitely lying and doesn't believe in it?
It's obvious if anybody has any common sense whatsoever. Honestly, how do I believe that? Because I know that. What did you used to do before Flat Earth? What was your profession?
What does that have to do with Flat Earth?
Can we try to be direct to the point and not try to obfuscate away and try to answer a question with another question like you did the first time Dave asked you something?
What did he ask me?
Well, let's just get back to the point. You were saying that sunsets, you can't have a sunset, and then you went to my video that you don't like. That's fine. There's other proofs of the sunset. So you don't understand how the sun could disappear at our eye level. You think it's going behind a globe Earth, right? What's funny?
I don't think I know.
How do you know?
You're hilarious.
How do you know?
You're hilarious. I know. I do know.
So
Because why do
explain
you have a problem?
explain this.
Why do you have a problem?
Explain this.
Okay,
This
yeah.
is a
Dude,
time lapse.
I've watched all your videos. You do
All
the
right. So
exact
what's
same
going on here?
stuff.
What's going on here? What's going on
You're
here?
showing me a picture of a sun.
I'm showing you a video of the sun moving away, getting smaller, and not going down.
Oh my God. I've seen this shit a million times. I've seen this stuff a million times. Pardon me. And sorry, I'm having a beer. I just got off work. I'm trying to get down to your level. Bear with me.
I would just like one specific
I
refutation.
work overnight.
Instead instead of just something like, because anybody could just say, oh yeah, that's just fake and hand wave away, right? Anybody could do that. But is there like a specific rebuttal that you have?
Like you do with all the evidence presented to you?
Now, we could get into
Like,
specifics if you want, but you haven't brought anything yet.
you keep interrupting and then going on your own tangents. So you try to control the narrative of the entire situation to make me look stupid like you do with everybody else. Yeah, nice eyebrow. I know exactly what you're doing. It's all tactical shit. Like, it's so obvious. Like, I'm not falling for it. Say what you want, and we'll leave up 90 minutes. I know I'm not going to convince you of anything. There's nothing. You've been told, both of you, all of you. Oh, and one thing I do want to bring up as well, I'm having a hard time even biting my tongue right now and not swearing at you.
You're
I
allowed
just
to
watched
swear, by the way.
this morning, the beginning. I don't want to. I
All
don't
right,
want
good,
to.
good.
Thank
Don't.
you.
That's fine.
If I lose my tongue, I apologize ahead of time. There's no reason not to be cordial, but I am angry. Like what you're doing with your next little video, I forget all the names of them, but the one where you were bringing up stuff about the Challenger astronauts still being alive, that's absolutely insulting on so many levels. That's straight grift. You are just bringing up BS that is absolutely absurd to try and do a gotcha and wow people. It's asinine. It's absolutely asinine. So if you're so true on this, instead of harassing these poor people in their elderly age, why don't you just use some of the newfangled AI to do a facial scan and you can confirm it was them or not? You can totally do that. Why don't you do something like that instead of harassing them?
You want to talk about the flat Earth? You want to talk about somebody else's movie?
Same thing. It's your flat Earth movie. It's your movie. You're the one that brought it up. You're the one that talks about it in the movie. You are the reference point in that movie.
But again, that's a whole nother thing. You want to get into that? That's a 2-hour show by itself. I want to talk about the Earth, whether it's a globe, your proof of the globe, and our proof of the flat Earth. I want to compare those things. Now, you brought up sunsets. You don't understand how the sunset can go down. If I could show you something that you cannot deny on how the sun appears to go below your horizon, are you willing to accept that as, oh, that's maybe what we're seeing? Can I show you a 1-minute video? Have you seen my Flat Earth Kitchen? You've already seen it, right?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about in the beginning, yes.
Yeah, so where is it wrong? Where is this video wrong?
Where you have the camera itself.
The camera itself.
You're doing.
What am I doing?
Yes. The camera is slightly, part of the lens is slightly below the table.
Nope, you haven't seen this video. You haven't seen this video. So let me explain.
You sent this to me.
But you're saying the camera's below the table and the camera's actually sitting on the table. Okay? So you're wrong. All right? So here's the sun going across a straight line viewed from the height of the sun. Now we're going to look at the camera that's on the table on the other end. All right, the camera's sitting on the table, and look at this is the sun appearing to go down.
Is it on the table? Because in the last video, it was on a tripod right beside.
It actually, you're right. It's on a tripod, but I proved that it's above.
Thank you. So,
hold on. No, you're right. You're right.
Because,
I forgot. Hold on. I'm talking now. It's my turn. Stop talking. Okay. But in the full video, I take a bottle cap and you can see the bottle cap the whole way from the front of the table to the back of the table. It doesn't disappear like the other one, clearly showing that the camera is above the table. It's about a 1/2 inch above the table. Okay. But even if I put the camera on the table, you're still going to see this, right? This line here, which is way above the camera, looks to be. Hold on. I'm finishing. Hold on. I'll just let. And then here is an actual sunset. The sun went down and it's going behind something. What's it going behind, or is it going beyond?
If I may,
the only thing you've proven to me is you're dumber than a 7-year-old.
1 second, Jacob. On top of that, just add in what you're saying, Dave. I've actually done a similar type of experiment on my kitchen counter with a Burger King cup. We all know that Burger King cups have a red line on the bottom of them. And I show that simply by sliding the cup back with the camera clearly above the table, we can make the red line on the BK cup disappear, right? Bottom up, just as we would see on the due to supposed curvature. Surely we're not going to say that my countertop is a sphere, right?
Are you asking me? No.
Obviously. So what we're doing is we're showing you examples of bottom-up obstruction. It's obviously not exclusive proof of a globe. What else do you have?
So, again, where I want to go back is I don't need to speak about what the globe is or whatever, because that's not what my whole point wanting to come on here is. No matter what we talk about, you're going to construe it. What I want to get at is, what about you guys? Why are you doing this?
White flag.
You know what I mean?
So we can't even get to the why because we're not addressing the what. If the what can't even be addressed, why would we address?
I thought I was the guest here, and you've been over this stuff 1,000 times and been debunked by so many people, much smarter than any of us.
Well, you're saying, hold on, Jacob, real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt, but you accused us of interrupting you and trying to control the narrative when that is literally exactly what you are trying to do right now on our show.
I'm on your level, right?
Not even close.
I know, because I wouldn't grip like you assholes do.
You probably shouldn't have drank coming on here, buddy. Just saying.
So Jake,
I see right through him. He's an evil son of a bitch. You are too. You really are. I don't know how you. I bet you're not even religious, are you? I really, because if you were actually religious, you wouldn't. How do you put it? Forsake what God has created for you, which you are. You're full of how do you say blasphemy.
I'm actually I'm arguing for the biblical cosmology, my friend, but we can get into specifics if you'd like to actually address the points, or we can just talk about why you think we're LARPing.
Money. You think people fall?
I make so much money from this, let me tell you. People have actually
probably a lot better than what you were doing before.
Yeah, actually, no. I used to sell water softeners for like $8,000 a pop and make like $2,000 to $3,000 each on that. So I could be doing that, but I didn't want to rip people off doing that. Instead, I'd rather get people more affordable stuff and then actually spread something that I believe in, which makes me almost no money, right? I actually lost a position with a really good company because I was doing this. I'm not the only one. So you can say it's for money, right? But you would just be making a baseless accusation.
So would you be willing to bring on your tax returns here and bottom line what you make a year after that then?
What do you think he makes money off of? How does he make money off of Flat Earth? He basically goes out, puts out live streams, barely gets any donations at all. Our channels are demonetized. So there's nothing whatsoever. It's not, our time comes out to maybe $2 an hour if we're lucky. Okay. Me, I'm the app makes money, but the money goes right back into the app. It's a tool for people to use to wake up dumb people. It's a tool. So let's get back on, instead of us LARPing and your beliefs, let's talk about a globe belief versus a flat earth belief. If you live on a globe, is there curvature? Question.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking to you, Jake. Is there curvature on a globe? You're breaking up a little bit.
You're asking me that.
I'm asking you a question. The answer is yes. I just want to make sure that you. Okay. So Jake, do you believe that things that way in the distance could be below the curvature so you can't see them?
Do you?
Yes. Well, not if there's a globe, it has to be.
Thank you. Sure. Thank you. There you go. Thank you.
So here's a view of a whole bunch of mountaintops 700 miles away. Now, with your globe math, the very, very tops of these mountains should be over 40 miles below the curvature, but we can see all of them. We can see all of them in the right positions, in their right shapes. All of them are here, and they should be over 40 miles below.
Just because you don't know how to do the math properly doesn't mean anything.
So our math is wrong. Have you checked our math? Do you know what the curvature formula is? Do you know it?
Yes.
You do. What is it?
Let me ask you another.
No. We're on one topic, and then it's your turn. You can change it. but I'm showing you something that's impossible.
I'm not playing your games. I'm not like.
Wait. Let me just make sure, and then we can move on. My game. Hold on, Jake. You got to just let me finish, and we'll let you talk as much as you want. Okay, drink your beer.
No, you don't.
I am going to, but you just make me argue with you. Stop interrupting. Let me finish my point. I would have been done over a minute ago if you just shut the fuck up. Jake,
I'm about to be
just
done.
Listen.
I'm going to end it right here and right now because I'm going to leave. Okay, I'm not playing these games. You've seen a dozen of your shows. I've watched exactly. So I'm not going to let you gaslight me either. That's all you do is gaslight and lie. You're a piece of shit for what you do, for what you lie.
That's a projection. You're literally gaslighting us right now.
Good. Again on your level.
Admission.
So you know what it feels like what you do to people all the time. Yep, I can admit that I can admit when I'm being a piece of shit. Can you?
Look up what
you lie to people.
You just think we're being a piece of shit because you have a shitty lens. Do some self-work, brother.
Oh my god, you people are insufferable.
Do you have a globe before you go? Do you have a globe proof? Is that am I allowed to ask that, or is that gaslighting? Am I gaslighting you by asking you for a globe proof?
How about 2,000 years of scientists again smarter than any of us?
Well, can you name one of those scientists?
How come none of you guys have ever done the easiest experiments ever that they did back in ancient Greece and record that? Yeah. You can even do it. You can even do it in real time.
We've done that one.
We've actually done it. Eratosthenes with his sticks and shadows, right?
We've also done.
What'd you come up with?
Okay, let me show you. And if you allow me to talk, I won't be very long, and then you could rebut. Right? Eratosthenes with his sticks and shadows said, here I am on the globe. The sun's directly above me, above a well, above a stick. The story keeps changing, but either way, it's the same thing. He sends his buddy 5,000 miles away who counted his steps, and that's how they measured. Somehow they were able to communicate with each other. Maybe they had a string and a couple of cans. And his buddy put up a stick at the exact same time, and they could measure the shadow. They did some math and calculated it, and it came to be the shape of the Earth. And they say, well, this proves that the Earth is a globe. But you have to assume that the rays are coming in parallel. Back then, did you know that Eratosthenes believed that the Earth was geocentric with a distant sun? So how do you have a giant distant sun orbiting a little tiny speck Earth? So that's a problem. But here on a flat Earth with a small local, hold on, I'm almost done. Yes. Okay. Here on a flat Earth with a small local sun, here's Eratosthenes. Here's his buddy, maybe a time zone or two away. And his shadow is the same. And you could do the math and figure out the sphericity of this flat plane. This is something that you can actually do yourself, right? Just in your home alone, just get two of your beer bottles, put a light over one of them, and then look, this one has a shadow, this one doesn't. That means your floor is spherical in your world, okay? And the other thing is, Eratosthenes did this 2,000 years ago. How come he didn't show up, that experiment didn't show up into any books until the 1900s? It wasn't mentioned for 2,000 years, but in the 1900s, it was inserted into Rockefeller textbooks. Do you think that people could lie to you about shit in the past? Okay.
It wasn't books. Do you ever hear the burning of the Library of Alexandria?
I know. I've heard about a lot of burnings. Did you know that every city burned down? Right. And let me ask a question. Have you ever seen parallel rays? What would make Eratosthenes think that these rays are parallel?
What do you think? What is the purpose for the lies then? Explain that to me. If you can convince me the actual purpose behind it, that's where I would have to be. What's the end goal of the lie?
Well, I'm gonna let Skylar answer this one. But if you have my app, to pay the $3, you can go to the frequently asked questions page and hit the why the lie. Want to just send me $3 and not get the app? That would be really nice.
No, because that's exactly what you want from everybody.
Go ahead, Skylar. I'm just making a little joke, trying to lighten it up, Jake.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, there's no reason to. I mean, obviously we disagree, but there's no reason to be so hostile. I mean, obviously, if you think we're lying, you could feel some type of way.
I have plenty of reason to be hostile. Treat people awful.
There is obviously reason to believe, if you actually look at the evidence, that we are genuine in our belief, but you could just disagree, right? There's different ways of looking at data sets. But as far as like why the lie, we are in speculation station. There's no way to empirically prove the reason for the lie, right? Because it could be multiple things. One of the reasons would be physics. The physics that we know and work off of is different. We've changed them in the 1900s off of the Michelson-Morley introduced general relativity, special relativity, and things that make us have to make up dark matter, which makes up 96% of our observable universe for the mass, because the equations aren't working out. So instead of chucking the theory and starting from scratch, we would rather just insert more mathematical, another mathematical line, another equation on top of the existing ones to try to make it work. When in reality, they actually made a choice with the Michelson-Morley experiment to get rid of something that we all knew as the way that light and magnetism propagated and sustained their energy, which was the aether. So we got rid of that. We changed all of physics. And on top of that, there is probably spiritual significance to knowing that you're at the center versus thinking that I said probably, right? A speculation station. You have to give me that at least, right? And then there's also the possibility that they're hiding more real estate, that there's land more than what they have let on, and that they keep everybody.
Who's they? Who's they?
So wait, hold on. Let's. Why did you laugh at more land? Do you think there could be hidden land?
No.
Did you know that Japan just found 7,000 new islands? Do you know that Japan just found 7,000 new islands?
Less than 2% of the. You know that we've done less than 2% of the Earth's oceans.
Okay,
what the hell is that?
Excellent. So what if there's more continents out there?
Out where?
Beyond 60 degrees south. Have you?
That's the assumption, isn't it? That is the assumption, right? And if you think about it, when you put wild animals in a pen, the first thing that they do every time, right, is go to explore the edges of that pen, poke and prod, try to find ways out. If you didn't know there was a pin, would you try to get out?
So let me get this straight. So the powers that be want to keep us pinned in, but back in the days like Galileo, the powers that be knew the world was flat and wanted to kill him for it. And all those that didn't say that said the world was round and figured it out, they were going to be put to death, the powers that be. But now that the powers that be say it's a globe, you're the new Galileo.
Were you there? Right? Were you there? Were you there? Good.
I would also just add, even in their cosmology, the church cosmology of the flat Earth was enclosed and limited. So everybody was spouting this idea that the Earth was an enclosed system that you couldn't leave. They just changed the way of it because they actually had people supposedly, according to stories like the Iron Republic, people actually going and finding things like the Summer Gate when it's summer in Antarctica. The ice melts a little bit and opens up passageways, apparently. So again, speculation station. But when you're under tyranny, naturally what people used to do was just leave. But now they don't have the ability to do that because the whole world's been discovered. It's all been explored. Nothing to see here.
And you're not allowed to go beyond 60 degrees south. Okay. What if the monks were right? That have this map 10 centuries old showing 30 some odd other continents out there.
That's based off of a fictional story. You idiots.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
We could easily say that about your historical references.
My God.
Galileo is a fictional story.
Of course he is, because that's what you
prove it wrong. Prove me wrong.
That's your all's
Prove me wrong.
Problem.
Here's the thing. We don't need to go back in history. We don't need to go beyond 60 degrees south. We don't need to go above 72 miles high. One, because we're not allowed to do any of these things. But we can prove it right here. There is no curvature. I showed you. Hold on. I'm just going to make a short statement, and then you could. Then you
booked the trip online just for fun.
You booked the trip online where?
Oh my God! Google. You Google. You figure it out.
No, where did you book a trip that proves the Earth is a globe? That's what I'm asking. Jake?
You can take a trip anywhere in the world to use your. What do you mean your 60th degree? That's what you think the sun, because you think it's like a giant ice wall or whatever. Shit, right?
So Jake, no, I don't think there's a giant ice wall. I think there's a shoreline. Okay, the shoreline of Antarctica. Wait, Jake, do you know that large bodies? Hold on. Can I ask a question, or you just want to go? I don't want you to leave, but I'd like to ask a question. Let me know when it's my turn. Is it my turn? Okay. So large bodies of water at rest need containment. That's provable. A pond needs a shoreline that surrounds the pond that's higher than the water, because if the shoreline wasn't there, the water would go away. A lake is a bigger pond. The world's oceans are a bigger lake. The shoreline of our world is the Antarctica, what we call Antarctica. It surrounds our world. Captain Cook tried to sail around Antarctica 13,000 miles. Took him 3.5 years. He went over 60,000 miles. 60,000, where the equator is only supposed to be 25,000 miles. He went over 60, I think it was 68,000 miles. Well, that sounds like he's going all the way around here. So back to your question, you booked the trip. From where to
Can
where?
you prove that?
No. Well, there's his logs or anything, and yeah, no, we have his logs. And there's look at the history of that. But here's the thing: no one is allowed to do that. We can look. There's no ship. There's no cruises around Antarctica. There's no cruises that are impossible on a flat Earth. There's only cruises that are possible. Only cruises that are possible on a flat Earth that are impossible on a globe. Or I'm mixing that up, but you know what I'm saying. Here's my question back to you. You booked a flight.
No, I don't. I don't know.
All right, so let me get back to your point. Let me get back to your point.
There's so much BS, even you forget.
Hold on. You booked a flight to prove the Earth is flat. So here we have Australia.
No, I said I booked a trip. Use flights, boats. You can. There's all.
Okay, you booked a trip. So here's the question, right? You got Australia here, just to give you orientation. You got Africa, South America, right? You got everything. So where could you not go on here from one point to another? I could book a flight, a plane, a walk, a car ride, a boat trip. From where? I can book it from anywhere. Okay. And
exactly. That's the whole point.
The truth is, actual routes prove the Earth is flat. Okay. When you look at a flight route from Santiago to Australia, it should just go across the bottom of the ball, but it doesn't. It goes all the way across here. It's a much longer flight. Where? So you said you booked the trip, or you booked the trip. Where did you book the trip from? That's impossible on here.
And provide the receipts, please.
I don't even need the receipts. I don't even need the receipts. It doesn't matter. What imaginary trip can you book that you can't do here?
What are you asking? Like
you said you booked the trip as like it was proof.
Yes, you can do that anytime. You can go to in the middle of Antarctica anytime you want. There's no
you
guards,
can't.
There's no much stuff. Yes, you can. Absolutely can. And there's literally people out there that will do it for free for you guys. That literally they take you up, say anytime you want to go, we'll fly you there free of charge, and you won't take them up on it.
Untrue.
Very true.
Not true.
How about SpaceX? How about since you're going to have so much money soon after doing all this grifting, you'll be able to afford a SpaceX flight yourself in the next few years. So
let me now I'm going to ask you to you're going to first when I show you this, you're going to roll your eyes, say you saw it already, but tell me if you think this is real. Is this real? Is this a real rocket that's going to go to Mars? Is this a real test flight? Is this a real-time unedited video? Okay.
I don't know what you're showing me.
All right, so just watch it. Give me 1 second to explain what's going on. So we're watching this thing go up. There's no smoke anymore. There's just smoke on the ground. It's going very slow. Okay, because it weighs many tons. Now we're looking at it, and the engines are going to turn off. Oh, it's pretty high right now. This is the onboard camera. Now look at this smoke. How fast is this thing going? If you just use your common sense. Now, we're very high again. Hold on. Let's go to the camera view. Now the engines are off, and it's free falling. Now free falling. Look at this smoke. Look how fast this smoke is moving. Is it free falling? Right? And now watch it. The next edit. Look how the smoke's even going slower. This is like 10 tons free falling. And how is it free fall? How did it get this high all of a sudden? Okay. So this is clearly fake, but now it's free falling. Now watch. 3 engines are going to turn on. It's magically going to turn upright. Oh, it's pretty high again. Right? But we have a ground camera that can film it from the side. Right now, it's going to go on. The cameraman's going to do a magical stunt. He's going to get right underneath it. Okay, 3 engines go on. Cameraman goes underneath. 2 of the engines burn out. Okay, they can't even get that right. It's somehow magically balancing with 1 engine, let alone I don't know how it would do with 3. And then it's going to land. Click the CGI smoke. Ready? CGI smoke. There it is, and it goes upright. Now, did I show you? Look, and it looks pretty phallic too. Did I show you a real SpaceX video, or did I show you a B-rated movie that everybody would want their money back for?
I think you continually show me that you don't know how any of this stuff works.
I'm asking you, do you think that was a real rocket launch?
I'll be completely honest. On my phone, I can't really tell. It all looks crappy. It's all pixelated from what I'm staring at the moment.
All right. Well, that's
If that was a real SpaceX, I'd buy it though. If that was a real SpaceX flight, yeah, it looked real enough, but I can't see it in enough detail to tell you whether it was CGI or not.
Skylar.
This is absolutely hilarious. It looks. I'm gonna put my money on B-rated movie.
I wouldn't even give a B-rated movie. There's no way a B-rated movie would put that crap in their movie. That would ruin a B-rated movie. So you're just a believer in the liars. I mean, have you ever looked at any of the glitches that happen at the International Space Station?
I don't believe. Yes, you flat earthers have done that. Yes, I know.
Yeah, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with them?
You guys literally live. You guys play the character so well. It's amazing. I'll give you credit for that. I really do. I give you credit for it.
I just wish that there was something like that would challenge my belief a little bit in this, right?
Yeah.
It's like
I could pick you up by your bootstraps and fly you there like Superman and let you stare at it from space, and you'd feel like, nope, you're hacking my eyes.
All right, since you can't do that, can you give us something that proves the Earth is a globe? Anything?
What would prove a reasonable person then? How about
Google.
Google. What about Google? Google Earth?
Anything. That's the whole point. You're just you guys have what you know. You just know, and your faith tells you. You just know. So instead of actually doing the experiments, you look for evidence.
Yeah.
To fit your narrative and not the other way around.
So the two places on Earth that would prove it's not a globe, and that would be the North Pole and the South Pole. They're both off limits. You say they're not, but we have evidence proof that they are. Now, yes, you can take a very expensive trip to go to Antarctica, or you can even go work in Antarctica at one of the bases. But everyone that's gone there says they go through this crazy psychological profile, asking them questions that have nothing to do with their job, their religious beliefs, their spiritual beliefs, all sorts of stuff before they approve them to work there. And everyone that's gone and worked there for a year says there's never any time where the sun stays in the sky for 24 hours. So that's a problem. So going to these places would prove one way or the other. That's where you could find proof of the globe, but no one has found it. And the other thing is they're off limits, virtually and physically. You can't go there physically, but you go virtually. Here's your Google, and we can measure South America, no problem. It gives us the square miles. But what happens when we try to measure Antarctica? Because Antarctica, remember, it's the edge all brought together. It
because you have a glitch. If you actually. Dude, you're so full of shit. You are so full of shit, bro.
All right, so Jake, there's a glitch here. Is there's also a glitch? There's also a glitch in the North Pole.
Been debunked like 10 times.
How this has been debunked?
Hilarious.
How do you debunk it?
Yes.
How do you debunk it?
God, Simon and Dan, Professor Dave. He's a prick, Professor Dave. But they've all done
we agree on something.
It's just.
I'm glad we.
Yeah, no, he's a fucking prick. I'll give you that one. He's a coward. He insulted my wife and everything too via email, and then he wouldn't respond back to me. So fuck him. He's another one though. He's so far up his own ass. I'll give you that. No worries. But dudes, like, come on, man. Like,
all right.
It's just sad.
I'm just showing you. Google is no proof of the globe. Google actually proves that they're lying. For example, this is one you may not have seen. Hopefully,
who's they? Again, who's they?
So they are there. You don't believe that there's people running the Corporation of America? Okay.
Absolutely, there are.
Yeah. So that's who they are. That's who they are. Do you shop?
You really think we haven't been this?
So hold on a second.
We haven't been to space and everything.
Hold on a second.
The thing is, I can't believe that. No. Let me point this out. Okay. You think there's so much. So they're so powerful. And they have this.
I don't think they're powerful. No,
and
I don't think they are.
It hasn't clicked. Really? Okay. Well, that's what the whole. But they're not powerful at all. But they can pull the wool over everybody's eyes.
Well, people that are unwilling to look at evidence and unwilling to think for themselves. Yeah, you can pull the wool over their eyes. 99.95%
of the population.
Jake, I want to respond to your Google. I want to respond to your Google thing.
Of course you do.
I want to respond to your question, and I want your opinion. I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear your
opinion. You want to take whatever you want. I'm trying to give it to you.
I want to hear your opinion, but can I show you something to get your opinion on?
No, I'm tired of looking at these damn. It's just the whole.
So there's nothing I can show you. There's nothing I can show you. I asked you for globe proof. You said Google. I want to show you something, and I want you to tell. I want your opinion on it. Just give me your opinion on this. Do me a favor. Ready?
God, fine.
Now watch. You should be able to see this on your phone. Okay. This is a time lapse the pilot took from the north, from Germany down to South America, I think to Brazil. And these stars here are just staying on the horizon. Okay. Now, if you're diving over the globe, those stars should all be rising. This is what Google says should be happening. As you dive over the globe, these stars should rise. The ones at your horizon, when you're a quarter way down, should be now over your head. This is what Google says you should see. And this is proof of the globe. The problem is reality doesn't show that. When we actually film it, it shows what a flat earth would show and not what Google's showing. So I don't think
the stars are moving down to the right.
They're moving just because of the rotation of the stars. But as you're diving over, they should all be going up. They should all be going up. This is what Google says. This is your proof, but it doesn't match reality. So I don't know if I would use Google as your globe proof anymore. Reality versus Google. Okay. These stars are not rising. They're just rotating with the sky rotates above us.
It's important to note that he's staying in line with the Great Rift too. Like that was kind of the point. Here on Google Earth, you're seeing them go in line with the Great Rift, which again, showing it coming up over the horizon. Yes, the plane is turning, but it's like turning right with that Great Rift. And you're seeing that it's not rising back up as the plane is going hundreds of miles over the supposed curvature of the Earth. Why would that be?
Why would that be? Sorry.
Please.
1 second.
Come
here, baby.
Come.
Yeah, he's busy right now. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go girl. Sorry about that. I can't course, so. Why would that be? So I'm sorry, I got lost there. Why won't the stars go up or whatever? I don't know, man. Like I'm not even sure what you're trying to get at with that one.
It's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. Go ahead, Skylar, try to explain it better.
Yeah, I'll make it very, very simple. So the stars disappearing over the horizon is supposedly due to curvature of the Earth. If that were true, then as we go back over that curvature of the Earth, the stars that have disappeared over the horizon should come back into view. But that's not what happens, as demonstrated here.
So we have gone and done experiments, real world observations that disprove what Google Earth model says. You know that Google Earth only added the curvature to Google Earth. I think it was like I forget the date. It was like early 2000s or late 90s. I forget, but it was flat until they added curvature.
I mean, but that's admitted. Like plane surveyors on the local areas, I mean, they don't assume for any curvature. Pretty much all the local observations, like local seismology, it's actually the only accurate things that we have, that they have the lowest margin of errors when we're going very local areas, assuming flat and no motion, right? And there's tons of articles, tons of manuals that show this. And that's why we keep asking, again, if you can assume for a moment that we're genuine in the idea that the Earth is flat and that maybe we're just grossly mistaken and the Earth is indeed a ball, I'm at least looking for that evidence. And that's why I keep asking if there is.
What about your buddy? What was his name? Bob Kendall?
No doubt.
The guy that spent 20 G's on, maybe, a little better than me probably, but the gentleman that spent 20 G's on a laser, what's it called?
You want the real story? Did he spend 20 G's on it, or did he use a laser that cost 20 G's?
Whatever. He made the video on it. It was his claim, and he did like 7 experiments with it.
Hold on. Did Bob make the video, or did Netflix make the video?
Bob, whatever his video was. His experiments.
You're referring to a Netflix hit piece that was highly edited that cut out the part where they said, yes, they measured a 15-degree rotation, cut And that's what they put in the movie. Then they said, we have to determine whether it's the Earth or the sky. So they did a second experiment where they took the same laser, gyro, they brought it up to altitude in Denver, and it measured a different rotation, which 100% beyond question scientifically proves that it is the sky that is spinning and not the Earth.
And as far as a mechanism for how that would work too, because I know a lot of people like
show me that. Show me that then.
Well, here's the problem.
That would help a lot.
Netflix.
There's the problem. Yeah. Well, when the guy that did it.
No. So for one, you made an assumption that Bob Nodell did it. He didn't even film it himself, right? There was a film crew that filmed it. That definitely, when you do a Netflix documentary, I'm not sure if you're aware of how the rules work. They don't allow you to keep the original film because you could spoil the movie or spoil whatever it is that they're going to release.
So what they lies
under contract is they hold all the footage. You have no legal right to the footage. And when Bob Nodell and Jaron both went and filed to try to get that information, tried to get that footage, their hands were tied.
And Jake, they promised them the footage also. They said, you can have all the footage after we're done.
Yeah, so how do you know about the different measurements?
Because we know about it. We know the people that did it, right? And then the other thing you might bring up is the laser experiment, which actually proves the Earth is flat, but nobody claimed that.
I did want to address also the thing with the ring laser gyroscope. No, I'm staying on the same.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm staying on the same point of the ring laser gyroscope real quick.
Go ahead.
It's the Sagnac effect behind it, and it's an interpretation issue. You are interpreting that to mean that it has to be the Earth rotating, when in fact, if you invoke Mach's principle, we even have a kinematic and dynamic equivalent to the Coriolis effect. So again, it doesn't have to be the Earth rotating. It can literally be the sky rotating according to the top physicists. And you can laugh. It just shows that you're not aware of all the information. And that's fine. We don't have to be aware of every little thing, but it is true. And you'd have to agree that in the indoctrination camps, the public education system, they do spoon-fed a narrative. They do spoon-fed us what they want us to know. Right? There's no disagreement there.
The only narrative that's being spoon-fed to people right now is the whole transgenderism thing. That because that actually makes people money. There's a purpose to it.
Hey, we agree on two things. Let's go for a trifecta. This will be fun. So Google Earth and sunsets are your number 1 and 2 proofs. Do you have a third of the globe?
No, it's not even. I'm not.
So you don't. That's all you have.
You see, you keep. I'm being completely sarcastic, and you're running with it like I'm really meaning something. Like you guys can't tell. Like I'm being utterly sarcastic in every way, shape, form, or fashion. Like,
okay. Without being sarcastic, can you give us a unsarcastic globe proof? I mean, you're fighting us, saying that we're grifters, making accusations against us, saying flat Earth is stupid.
Yes.
And so unless you can come up with a globe proof, you are in a cult, a religious cult called the Globe Cult. Give us one proof.
Really?
One proof we live on a globe. Just one is all it would take. And then I'll pay you 3 Bitcoins. Remember, we were talking about that. 3 Bitcoins, 1 globe proof.
All right. How about, have you guys ever done actually I wrote it down because I can't pronounce that shit. The Folkut, Leon Folkut, the pendulum thing?
Well, if you had my app, which you really should get, it's only $3. There's a Foucault pendulum button on there that shows you plenty of videos because we're tired of explaining it. But Skylar, go ahead.
Yeah, Foucault's pendulum. It's the same thing as the ring laser gyroscope. There's a translational motion from the sky, possibly, and there's no scientific way to isolate the cause and effect relationship. In other words, how do you devise an experiment to isolate whether it is the Earth rotating or a translational motion from the sky? Called Mach's principle. It's a real thing. Look it up.
Right. And also during, do you know about what's it called, Skylar, when there's an eclipse? Sometimes they start spinning the other direction. When an eclipse happens, Foucault pendulums change direction. That does not fit with a spinning globe. And the other thing is, Foucault pendulum would only work at the North Pole and South Pole if you think about it. But it supposedly works everywhere. And all of them have been shut down because they don't work. They have to keep restarting them. And they have little gyro motors in them making them swing. And that gyro motor has a bias also. None of them are
Right,
accurate, ever.
the longest it will ever do under its own power is maybe 5 hours if you made it big enough. And it is a difference. It's a difference between
but they're not accurate.
Right from the poles. If you had the poles, it would be exactly 24 hours. It wouldn't be exactly, but close to 24 hours. Close to the equator you get, the longer it is. It's about 32 hours, I think.
So here's the thing.
Even if the most you could get it to go is 5 hours.
Nobody's done that. If the Earth was a spinning globe, yeah, you might be right, but no one's ever done it. So you're just speculating.
We also have to acknowledge, and this
what
is
do you mean nobody's ever done it?
No one's ever put a Foucault's pendulum at the North Pole or South Pole.
Well, you don't need to. You just have to,
have to what?
Realize the declination between the difference of the North Pole and the equator. It's going to be the longest at the equator. It's really basic math.
So would a Foucault's pendulum work on the equator? Go ahead, Tyler.
Yes.
Jacob, all that really needs to be said on it, again, because I like the idea that you're relying on people with a little bit more expertise. That's totally fine. I like to rely on that as well. And Einstein himself admitted that in a letter to Ernest Mach, right, that we cannot use Foucault's pendulum as proof for the sidereal rotation of the Earth. So these are the top minds coming to these conclusions. You're only spoon-fed one idea of what is going on. You're not revealed all this other information, but it is there. You just have to go look for it.
That's the thing. I've been obsessed with flat Earth to my own detriment ever since my brother fell to this shit. I've watched all of it. You have no idea how much of the flat crap. I'm sorry, how much of your
and you haven't absorbed anything yet. I mean,
I've seen it all, and the more I watch, the less sense it makes. All it shows me, I keep over and over again. The more I see, the more I realize you don't understand what's actually happening. Yes,
Jacob,
if anything, I'm more.
I want to get an agreement. The trifecta, right? I really want to get this agreement. Can we agree that if Einstein did, in fact, say to Ernest Mach, which is another famous physicist, that if he did say that Foucault's pendulum is not proof of Earth's rotation, would you then be able to retract your statement that that is a proof of the globe?
That's too. All three would be a hypothetical, but given all the circumstances, if happened, then of course the answer would be yes.
Okay, so let's remove that because it did happen, and you could do the research yourself and find out that all of that is true. So how about a unsarcastic proof that we live on a globe? Forget flat Earth. Flat Earth is crazy. Let's hear a non-crazy, unsarcastic proof we live on a globe.
I already told you, the only one I would ever need is watching the sunset. And
it's
obvious. I see it.
And so you don't understand. Let me ask you a question.
No curve.
Let me ask you a question.
You said you can't see it. I totally see it. You say you can't see it, you can't tell. I do.
Okay.
It's obvious.
Wait, you've seen the curve. Where?
Yes, of course.
Where did you see the curve? Because it's very elusive.
Is it so elusive?
Where did you see the curve? What about
that one you're showing right behind you? What's that picture you're showing behind us?
It's 127,000 feet. It's a stationary flat Earth, if you ask me.
Right. It actually looks like it's bowed inward almost.
A boat inward. So do you?
Bowl. That's what
do you believe that on a flat Earth you would on a globe Earth you would see curvature like that? Like you would see curvature?
All right. Sorry. I'll give you one unironic, unsarcastic. Because all right, if we didn't live on a globe, we would all be slanted, like just gravity. I know you don't believe in gravity, but I do. So that would be, we would all be pulled towards the middle eventually, even if it was a disk and it was that massive or flat or whatever you think it is, eventually over billions and billions of years, it would be turned into a ball under its own weight, because that's just how gravity works. Everything is pulled towards the center. But you don't believe in gravity, I know. So I'm just saying that's exactly. I do believe in gravity.
Has gravity being a radial force that pulls inward to a center of mass been demonstrated? Or has mass attracting mass been demonstrated with the Cavendish?
Yes.
Can we acknowledge that mass attracted to mass is not the same as it being a radial force that creates spheres on a massive scale.
What do you mean? Not a radial force that creates spheres.
So
what are you trying to say? It sounds like nonsense.
Okay, I'll say it one more time, a little bit easier.
Dumb it down for me.
The claim is that gravity turns everything into spheres, right? The only evidence that we have at best of gravity is that gravity causes mass to attract to one another. What evidence do we have extrapolating off of that everything gets pulled into spheres? If we say water, then we also have to take into account surface tension, which is a separate force. Do we have an isolated example of gravity making a sphere?
How is that? All right, so you just threw in something completely unrelated and throwing in surface tension. They're not related. Like gravity is gravity.
I know. I anticipated the most common go-to just in case.
But what does water's surface tension have anything to do with gravity?
All right, so forget I even said anything about that. Is there an example of just gravity creating spheres and without presupposing or begging the question of the planet that we're on or the lights in the sky? Do we have a terrestrial experimental example of gravity creating a sphere?
Well, let's see now. Probably not, other than you just said. You just negated the biggest, obvious reasons. Literally the thing you live on, the Earth, the moon.
That's exactly. So in English class,
prove it to me in front of me using none of the proof that is there.
No,
that's exactly what you just said.
Jacob, I need you to realize this, right? This is not. I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking
you either. But
I'm
that's
just
so
trying
dumb, bro.
No, I'm trying to get. Dumb. That's a projection. I'm trying to get you to see why. So you just admitted that the only evidence that you have is I know you're laughing, but it is pretty funny to me too. But I'm not laughing about it because it's serious, right? You're the way that you logically perceive things actually affects everybody in the long run. So you just admitted that the only proof that you have of the globe for gravity is a begging the question fallacy, presupposing that the thing that you are standing on is a sphere and that the lights in the sky are supermassive objects also pulled into a sphere by this thing called gravity that we can't even demonstrate on the small scale. Generally, a rule with science is that if you can't demonstrate it on even a small scale, you shouldn't assume it for the greater scale. To invoke scale to explain an observation or to explain why something isn't happening is to explain something away. It's not a positive evidence. So
actually, you can do it on the small scale. They've done. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but
Cavendish experiment. It's called the Cavendish experiment. You're referring to the Cavendish experiment, which should completely be explained.
Am I?
Well, that's the only small scale. That's the only small scale explanation of gravity that's ever been done. So yes, that's what you're referring to. You don't even know.
No, I'm not even. I have an experiment that I'm referring to. It was actually. I'm trying to remember. It was when I was a kid. Even it was a National Geographic thing I was watching. It was just something. God, I'll try and find it if I can. It's online.
Before you get too far sidetracked, can we acknowledge that the thing that moves the lights in the sky and that makes them circles has no relation to the thing that is causing dropity here on Earth? There is no way to prove that relationship.
What do you mean? How could you not? So you don't believe the moon doesn't create the tides, right? You don't believe that?
But you don't have any evidence that the moon creates the tides either. So that's just a baseless claim. That's a baseless claim.
What evidence do you have?
2,000 years of science, bro. Like, what do you mean? You just ignore all the evidence. That's the thing. You have more evidence than anybody.
I'm asking for it.
It's a point.
Don't say we're ignoring something when you haven't provided it.
You are ignoring everything. Like, that's the thing. You ignore everything you don't want to believe. You don't want it to be true. You want to be special. So you just ignore it. And it's completely like anybody that
something specific that we're ignoring.
I am not that smart of an individual. I can't make up new evidence that doesn't exist. I don't have the resources. I don't have the IQ to do so.
Jacob,
I am more than capable of understanding what is presented for me in evidence. I have watched literally probably 500, maybe 600 hours with the flat Earth stuff, and none of it has ever been more convincing to me the episode of Bill Nye the Science Guy when I was a kid. That's how asinine and what you guys, you can use these fancy words, you can use all these buzz, blah, 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 and you can keep switching back and forth like a good grifter does. You keep everybody dancing back and forth, back and forth. You're really good at doing that.
So
making
Jake,
yourself sound like you're saying something. It's all word salad. You are doing. You don't actually say anything. It's all word salad. Everything that you string together doesn't actually fit together with each other.
Jake, so hold on a second. Jake, you love when I say what proof, you say thousands of years of science, but you never name the science. Well, how about thousands of years of civilizations that all say the Earth is flat? Thousands of years of civilizations that all say the Earth is flat, except this one religious one right here called NASA. Okay.
Well, let's see now. Religious, although they're either religious based or literally a 2,000-year-old troll, the one with the extra land and everything, that was literally a fictional piece that was based off of, and you're taking that for fact. Hilarious.
One of those is Greek. The Greeks are claimed to have believed in the sphere 2,000 years ago. So why are they giving us a flat Earth depiction for the Greeks?
They figured it out at the beginning. They used to think it was flat, of course, and then they figured it out.
So they figured it out with the sticks and shadows, which we just showed you doesn't work. It doesn't prove the globe or flat.
It does. It absolutely does work. You just are choosing to say it.
How does it work?
You want to use your
How does it work?
You didn't understand the reputation, my friend.
Yeah. How does it work?
That you've made specifically.
It wouldn't work if it wasn't that easy. Like I don't know how to explain common sense, bro. Like I don't know. No. Like you literally, I don't know how to explain common sense. I can't do that. Like you
common
literally
sense,
don't.
Jacob, common sense would be when he shows you a demonstration of how it could work, right? Which he did. And it would be that, okay, then I guess that's not exclusive proof anymore. That would be the actually honest thing to do, not just doubling back. Hold on. You're just doubling back to your old belief.
It's incorrect. It's incorrect, though, what he's doing. It's completely incorrect.
Show me how.
I told you that. I already told you how.
Show me how.
You already know how, because you're the one doing it.
So here, let me show you. Look, Jacob, here's a globe Earth, and we got our three wells, or stick, and here's our flat Earth.
Here, go again. Here's the grip. Here's the grip.
Okay.
Here's the grip. Here's the grip.
Here's the grip. Here's the grip. No, I'm showing you. Listen, Jake. I'm showing you what you're saying. I'm showing you what you're saying. Jake, you gotta just shut up for a second, man. So here's all your parallel rays coming into all of these wells, showing the shadows, and here it is on a flat Earth. It works on both. Okay, it works on both. It works on both as the sun moves across the Earth. That's how it works. You have your globe, you have your flat, right? They think the rays come in parallel. No one's ever seen parallel rays, but that's the story.
Nobody's ever seen parallel rays. All right, go on.
Have you ever seen parallel rays? Have you ever seen parallel rays? Have you ever gone outside and seen non-compuscular rays coming through the clouds? Have you ever seen parallel rays? I'm just asking because none of us have. We've been looking, but they're always crepuscular, always. Now the Globers will say, well, that's refraction. Okay, whatever. Refraction or not, I'm not claiming anything other than the rays aren't parallel. How did Aristophanes do his experiment if the rays weren't parallel?
God, you guys literally giving me a headache.
A headache because you're actually trying to think. Your brain actually has to work. It's kind of like working out for the first time. You get really sore.
Oh,
right? Memorization is easy. Memorization is easy. Thinking, processing information in your brain is painful if you haven't done it.
I've already told you. I've listened to all your crap. I've like more than I would ever want to because.
Okay, so where's your glow proof? One glow proof. That's all I need. One glow proof. Just one.
I've already given you my reasons. I told you I don't have any new evidence that doesn't already exist.
Wait a minute. So your reasons are Google, which we showed you don't work. The Foucault's pendulum, which we've proven that the best scientists in the world, the best mind in the world, say doesn't work. Can
I tell you?
Go ahead.
You've already did beat me at the own game because I let you do exactly what I didn't want to do, and it's already happened. I didn't even want to talk about this because it's a moot point. No matter the evidence that you're shown, it doesn't matter any of it. Nothing that you could ever be done. Like I said, Superman himself could fly you into space and show you. Look,
that's your best proof, Superman.
I'm just saying, would you please let me finish my statement? What I'm saying is you have a desire to denounce science and all of its in all of its forms because you honestly don't understand it. You look up these words, you think you know what they mean.
You admit
you think
that
you understand, but you actually, yeah, I do admit that what I don't understand. I do.
So why would you project that? Why would you project that onto us?
Because you don't know. It's obvious. Like I said, any 10-year-old can give the evidence that you've been presented by dozens and dozens of people personally on these videos. Like I said, even asshole Professor Dave hands you your ass on every point and can do it much more articulately than I can.
So
I didn't do any
went
prep.
through a logical analysis. Jacob, there's actually been a logical analysis done on the Flat Earth Dave versus Professor Dave debate. And Professor Dave almost got accused of having a mental disorder because he used constant logical fallacy after logical fallacy, kind of like you're doing.
According to you.
No, according to logic.
Yes.
Textbook definition of logical fallacy, you were doing it.
According to you.
No,
it's exactly
according to the textbooks.
From our perspective. Our perspective, it's the exact opposite. Dude, you guys are idiots.
Do words have meaning that we can agree on? Is the sky blue? Is there objective reality, Jacob? Come on. Let's get real.
Obviously not.
Jake, the breakdown of the Professor Dave interview is a logical breakdown from a guy that's not flat or globe. He's just doing it from logic. And if you had my app for $3, you can go to the web page and go to the debunkers. It's right there. Listen, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. I need that $11. I need it.
I know you do. Okay. I know you do.
Send it to me. Send me your money. Send it to me. Send me your money.
Bro. Seriously though, can
Sorry for yelling.
One thing before? No, it's fine. Can we go back to one thing though? Like everything else aside, fun to have an argument, whatever. And thanks for letting us just be able to do this, and we can vent and all that, and just have good fun. I'll give it to you. This has been fun, regardless. Okay, I'm frustrated, but it's fun. It's good to have a nice argument. But one thing, really, what I said in the beginning, it really, really angers me, and I really wish you guys wouldn't do that. But the Challenger explosion, like, come on. You even know that's so wrong. You know what I mean? I get you trying to look for the gotcha thing, but please, man, that's so disrespectful.
Jake, just because we don't have hours here. If you go onto the web button page of the app that you're going to buy, it's
I'm not buying it.
It's our balloon. You have to buy it, Jake. Come on, I'll even give you a little discount. I'll give you 50 cents off. Okay, rockets are balloons. Watch that. Okay. Rockets are balloons.
You can actually watch, if you, like I said, you have skills with the recorder and telescope, you can actually look at the ISS and watch it go across the sky. And how's the balloon go 22,000 miles an hour?
No, I'm not claiming the ISS is a balloon.
That works, man.
I'm not claiming the ISS is a balloon.
Anyway, the challenge. Why are you denying? Like the one thing I keep bringing up about you're saying that Challenger people are still alive. Why are you deflecting on that? Keep bringing other stuff up.
So, Jake, do you have any brothers or sisters? You do. You have a brother you don't talk to. So maybe that's not a good example, but it's kind of weird that at all of the funerals, none of their twins showed up at the funeral or spoke at the funeral. There are no birth records of their twins. Okay, there's no birth records, no mention of them before the Challenger disaster, but after the disaster, they come onto the scene and they become spokesmen for their dead brother. They didn't show up at the funeral. There's no birth records. I have a problem with that. You don't.
What twins?
All of the Challenger astronauts supposedly have twins. They claim to be the twin of their dead brother or sister. Okay, when they're approached, they're like, "No, I have a twin. That's my twin. That's my identical twin. Where's your birth record?" There is no birth record. Why didn't you go to the funeral? I don't know. They didn't go to the funerals. All of them. I'm talking. Process this. Okay. The Challenger astronauts that all supposedly died have 6 of them out of the 7 have twins, identical twins.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They admit it. It's not us. It's not us saying that. They have identical twins, right? They all admit.
Those are not. No.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
This is why I'm upset.
So let me ask you a question. If you come across evidence of them saying that they're the twin, okay, So actually, you know what?
You were changing that on the spot.
No. Some of them are twins. Yeah, it's not my movie, and it's a great movie. It's called Level with Me, and you can find it on the app for free.
Well, you are the one on it saying it's them, and you're not saying anything about a twin or anything like that.
You don't find it suspicious that Scobie has a website with a cow making a pattern of smoke in the sky on a rocket, and then when we discovered it, it disappeared. You don't have a problem with that. You don't have a problem with that at all. You don't have a problem that their twins didn't show up at the funerals. No problem with any of that. You just don't believe.
There are no twins.
Okay.
You
Tyler,
just pulled this out of your ass. You literally just did. None of this else existed before, and you keep deflecting. Like I said, oh my god, I was having a good time, but this really pissed me off, man. For real.
You're the one who brought it up.
Heroes, really emotional about it, and the thing is that, and here's the thing. You're not going to Alex Jones
because you people are harassing.
Right, that's obviously not going to happen. But what I will say is that video footage.
What do you mean, Alex Jones' channel? Why do you
if you don't know what that means, if you don't know what that means, then
why do you keep harassing these people?
Who am I?
You're harassing
who?
Like the people from the Challenger explosion. You harassing people that were never them.
Yeah.
Flat earthers. You were one of them, weren't you? You were the one who asked you going up and asking questions for one of them. The one professor of economics, I believe it was.
No,
I'm flattered.
It wasn't you. It looked like you. It looked like you. Maybe I could have been mistaken, but it did look like you. No, the other guy had longer hair. Maybe not.
Obviously, harassment is bad, guys. Don't be going around causing people a bunch of hassle. But I don't think harassment is just going up and asking a simple question like, "Why weren't you at your sibling's funeral?" I mean, that's not harassment, right?
They're not twins, bro. Like again, you're making that up.
What if they objectively?
You're absolutely making that up.
What if they objectively were objectively, like we can show you that they are admitted to be twins?
Show me.
What if that's NASA's official stance that they have a twin brother and sister?
Show me.
Go watch the movie. All the information's in there. I have a playlist on all of this with tons of information. I'll send it to you and you can watch it. But you've watched too many videos. You've watched them all, right? So why bother watching anything that can give you more information? Can we get back to the Earth? Do you have a globe proof one? Because you haven't given us one yet. We just want one so we can get rid of our drift and I could shut down. You keep saying I've already told you. You can say 2,000 years. That's not a proof, right? That's a claim. You say Google Earth, showing you that Google Earth shows you the opposite of reality. You claim Foucault's pendulum. The brightest minds in the world say Foucault pendulum.
Please.
Okay.
Stop putting.
All right. So give me your best globe.
Please stop putting words. I already said I already gave you my answer 4 or 5 times now. I said it's an impossibility for me to give you any new evidence that doesn't exist. I don't have the tools.
Well, there is no evidence that exists.
To do so.
So why do you? So here's the question: why do you believe the Earth is a globe?
God damn you,
Jake! Why do you believe the Earth is a globe?
Why?
Yeah.
My innate instincts tell me.
Innate instincts? You mean your lifelong programming? Is that what you're saying? Because you have no instincts.
I absolutely do.
Yeah. See, so my instincts tell me that you don't have any common sense.
No, I actually did. I did a lot of thinking about this philosophically, and the reason why you say there's no evidence, if you genuinely, I don't believe you guys do because I've already explained that. But those that really do wholeheartedly believe in the flat Earth thing, you are lacking. It's the best way to describe it is you don't see the universe in 3D. It's all 2D in your head. And I don't know how to explain it other than that. You have a difficulty understanding that there is no up, down, left, right in space. Everything is just relative to each other. And you can't, like I said, that's the best way I can describe it. You are missing that connection. And if there's one thing, if you could just get that spark and you could see it yourself, otherwise that's why you bring up and make up all these other things to make the world make sense to you, to make the math make sense to you. And you look up all these other, again, fancy words that you think mean something else than they do, but they don't.
What fancy word?
What I'm trying to say is all the stuff that you say. The word salad you bring up all the time.
So word salad. Explain
It's a word
give
salad.
us some word salad. Give me an example of our word salad.
I can't do that. I can't make up BS on the fly like that.
So something you don't understand, simple, is word salad.
Oh, I understand that it's rubbish. Absolutely.
So what is rubbish? What did we say that's rubbish? Do you have a globe proof? By the way, I need globe proof. It's just something that makes you believe you live on a globe. I just need one reason that you believe you live on a globe, but you haven't given us one yet. Because
I've already
your instincts tell you that we're grifters. Okay, your instincts are wrong. Your instincts are wrong.
No, I know they're not.
Instincts aren't proof of anything.
I'm actually a diagnosed empath. I know how people work. I can read you like a book. Those eyebrows give you away every time they're there. You're so full of them, man. I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to be mean.
I'm so full of shit that my eyes are brown.
I wasn't going to say that, but I feel sorry for you guys. I really do. I hope one day. I really hope one day that you allow yourself
to be completely real with you, man. I mean, I've listened to a lot of this, and I've bit my tongue for a lot of it because I do. Part of the reason why I do this isn't to argue, although I do like to have a good debate. I really wouldn't consider this a great debate simply for the fact, regardless of who's right and who's wrong, right? You could be completely right, but be arguing for something completely illogically. And just like you could be completely wrong about something and be arguing completely logically about that thing, right? So the thing is, with this conversation, we've made very specific claims about, okay, well, the sunset's not setting. Here's an example of it not setting. Here is an example of how the Eratosthenes would work on a flat Earth. Here is the example. I think we covered at least 3 examples of how it would work specifically on a flat Earth. We asked you for a specific anything for the globe, and the best that you gave us was doubling back to the points that we already showed you how it would work. And instead of explaining how what we said wouldn't work, you simply admitted that you didn't understand it, and then accused us of grifting again, because we can't possibly be this smart, right? You can't be this smart and disagree with 99% of the world, right? Is that what you believe?
Absolutely. You guys are morons.
What if I were to tell you that the greatest minds of all time often said that the geniuses were always going to be looked at as crazy from the masses? Like, that is a common quote, a common conception.
That's what you exactly. And you really, really want to feel special like that. You do. I know you do.
But you can say that we want to, right? And regardless if we want to or not, would that take away from the validity of the claims that we're making? We've made very specific and valid claims. You have not made any specific claim at all. You have simply said thousands of years, and nothing you say makes sense.
So that's the thing. You are saying a whole bunch of things that sound good but are complete nonsense. I am using the most basic remedial. You know what? You know how easy this is? Literally go on Google, open a textbook. It's really that simple. There are people that, everything you say. Literally everything you say is asinine.
What do I Google?
What's that?
Give me one specific example of something that was directly wrong, and tell me what I can Google to correct myself. Thank you.
I can't give you one specific one. I can tell you every little thing that you've said is completely inaccurate.
So give us one. Name one of them. Name one of them. That's like saying all of history, all of science. Name one.
Shouldn't I assume, Jacob? Hold on. Jacob. If you can't articulate one thing back to me that I have said in any kind of argument or refutation, shouldn't I then assume that you just are not listening? Wouldn't that be a safe assumption?
Oh yeah, no, I do listen. It's so just. I'm trying to say it without just being completely insulting, but I don't think I can. I know what you're doing. I know who you are. And the way you deflect when you get to really important questions, like, things that you don't like, you take a second and go back and forth. It's obvious.
Give me the specific. Ask me something you think I won't like.
I know for a fact neither of you believe the Earth is flat at this point.
Ask me something that you think I won't like, specifically. Something that you think I'll run.
You know for a fact. That is hysterical.
I know for a fact both of you don't think
there's not a single question that you can ask that I'll run.
Especially after talking to you like this for so long. It's obvious. It's a scam.
Congratulations on making it an hour, by the way.
Jake,
By the way,
yeah,
what
I
did
set
you?
the over under at 30 minutes, and Skylar won.
What's
Hey,
up?
Jake, I have one more very important question. What can I
I almost,
do?
you
What
almost
can
took
I
me
do
though.
to
I
get
was
you to
almost.
buy my app? What kind of phone do you have?
Holy fucking
Okay.
shit, bro! For real?
Listen,
For
yeah, I
real?
want you to get the
For
app.
real?
It's amazing. It's amazing. Where do you live? What state do you live in? I don't need
I
your
live
address.
in
What
Maryland,
state?
Rockville,
You live in
Maryland.
Maryland. Let's look at Maryland. All right, Maryland.
I'll say this, Jacob, if you get the app and take the 2-week challenge, right? Which I'll let Dave explain the challenge, right? If you make it through that and can still believe in the globe and even give us one good globe proof, I'll pay for your app and Dave will give you 3 Bitcoins. How's that sound?
There you go.
Deal.
Deal?
And you know what? I'll even come back from another one because I'll be completely honest. I came on this not even more of an emotional response because of how angry I was at you in the beginning. And even though I don't like you and I don't like what you're doing, I can still admit that you do have a charming personality about you, and that's why you're so good at doing this.
That's
You have that good empathetical connection, and you do seem very sincere, and it does make a good grift. I do tell you that.
I do feel bad about the situation with your brother. I will say that as you come into this, one thing that often happens is people get really upset at the way that they acted towards people that believed in this kind of thing, and they find it hard to like forgive themselves or reach back out to admit that
And,
wrongdoing.
and
I would say
here's
if you
the
do look
thing
into
with
this and you do come to the agreement, I would definitely say do not hold back. Definitely rekindle that relationship. And even if you don't agree, I don't think that this is something to burn relationships over.
I no, it's not me, it's him. And so, do you want to hear the story? Do you care to hear? If not, I won't bother to waste your time. But he's not even my blood brother. He was my best friend growing up. He was adopted brother, I guess you could say. He had problems with his family growing up. And he came to my house every day after school since grade school. We were, for all intents and purposes, family. And he got married as well. I married as well. And of course, we know after our adult lives now. And just during the pandemic, I should backpedal a little bit. He's had a couple times in his life that he's had a completely the first time was he had audio hallucinations. We were camping and drinking as teenagers do, 17, 18 years old, for 3 days straight, not sleeping. So what happened? You hear shit when you start to go to sleep, right? Everybody's been there once in their life, I would imagine, not sleeping. You start hearing shit that's not there. He thought that was the word of God. Absolutely. He became born again Christian. But like, to a degree that's unhealthy. Wearing a suit and tie everywhere. And this is coming from a straight atheist to that. And it was an unhealthy thing. Like he was ripping out pages of the Bible and sticking it to him and praying for, like a psychotic break, like not a healthy relationship with God. I'm atheist, but whatever makes you feel happy and complete, all for it. Whatever you feel is, but
that explains.
you get what I'm saying. So he went through that, and then he came back down to earth, ha ha ha, so to speak, and realized, I went a little crazy there. He got some help. He found love, and he's still Christian, but was very much so, just a regular Christian,
Jake,
do
have
unto
you given him a
others,
globe
kept
proof
it to
to help bring him
himself.
back to reality? Have you given him a globe proof to bring him back to reality?
Oh, oh, 1,000 times.
A
But
thousand
that's
times. Can you
exactly
give us
why
one of
I got
them?
to the
Can you give us
conclusion.
one of the 1,000? Just one.
Let me finish. Let me finish. I got to why I know what you're lacking and you don't understand because speaking of my brother, he keeps bringing up all of your arguments as well. He literally says things that you say verbatim. He doesn't like, and that's the issue. Like I know him so well. He can't see the universe in 3D. That's what
Projection.
it was. He has the same deficiency that most that seem to be genuine seem to do. It clicks to him because you go on all this pseudoscience and all this mathematical stuff that doesn't actually make sense to the reality in front of you, and you're missing that. You literally in your head see. There's no way there's no evidence I could give it to you. You just have to have that awakening yourself. Is the only way I can say it. You don't see the world the same way I do, or the way the most of people do. Everybody has that innate instinct of knowing what the universe is in 3D, and the gravity pulls towards the center. You can't accept that because you don't see it yourself. It's in your head, it's all flat. So you have to make the argument around that to make it make sense to you. That's the main issue.
And that's not what you did with the gravity alone. With any of the other.
I mean, you're talking about yourself. You're talking about yourself. You can't prove any of the things that you just said, and science has actually proven them untrue. And you're just
you. So
we can see too far. Water doesn't curve. So. There is no axial rotation. We can see too far. Get over that one,
dude. You don't get it. Like, if you really are genuine,
I don't get it.
I'm really starting to believe it myself. Maybe you really aren't a grifter. Maybe you really do believe it.
Hey, I think that's something we can agree on. Is that the third point?
That's even worse.
You got something right. You got something right.
You really do believe it, huh?
I know we don't live on a globe. We're trying to figure out what this place is, and we've got a good start, but we definitely don't live on a globe. How does the gas stay stuck to a globe in space?
Gravity? What are you talking about?
Gravity holds the gas on. So how do you drink through a straw? Wouldn't gravity hold the air? Like, if you put a straw in your mouth and suck the air, how come the air is going up? How come the air is going up? I'm asking
because because when you suck, you are
lowering the pressure in your mouth.
You're lowering. Yeah, and the atmospheric pressure is pushing.
So what? Space is low pressure. How come it doesn't suck the air off the Earth?
Oh, I knew you were gonna go. Like, if you did the space straw, if you stuck it in the ocean, why didn't it suck it all into the atmosphere or whatever? Yeah, it doesn't work like that. You would have to overcome the gravity itself to do so. And
so the weak vacuum of your lungs can overcome gravity down at the ground level.
It's not. Yes, it's not a vacuum. Yes. That's where you're wrong. There you go, Ben. You don't understand the science. It's not a vacuum. It's not sucking. It's a pressure equilibrium.
Right. So you have to overcome the. Right. It's if you got a bottle and suck the air out. Hold on. You got a bottle, you suck some of the air out, so it's low pressure. And you stick a straw in it and you hold your finger on the straw so it hasn't equalized yet. And then I let go. It's going to suck air up into that bottle, up and away from gravity. So the low pressure of the bottle is able to suck air up and away. Experiment you can do right in your home right now. But the massive low pressure of space can't suck air up.
That's the thing. It's not sucking it up. The air pressure is actually pushing in. It's the opposite of what you're thinking it is.
Okay, so if you're going to claim that air has pressure and is like weighing down on things, then what would be the weight of air? And then if you were to claim that air actually does have a weight, then we could talk about things like helium and things that actually like go up, right? So we can acknowledge there's multiple different forces going on here. We have the force of pressure mediation, and then we have the supposed pseudo force of gravity, right? Which gravity is admitted to be a pseudo force. Look it up. In any case,
oh my god, it's a law. It's a physical law. But anyway, go ahead.
It's actually a pseudo force. But anyway,
no, it's not. You say it is, but it's actually a law of physics. So go on.
We can bet money on that one. But in any case, yeah. So we have two different forces here at play, right?
We can
with the very weak ability of our lungs.
Time out. Sorry, may I have a 30-second bathroom break? Honestly, can I just go to the bathroom real quick? You mind?
Well, yeah, probably necessary with what you've been drinking. So.
Thank you. And you're not wrong. I'll give you that one. There's your trifecta.
Wow.
We did get the trifecta. All right. Wait for it to come back for just a second. But yeah, basically it's just that we have the force of pressure mediation, obviously overcoming gravity in every instance that we ever see it. So what instance would it not happen, right? And you'd have to beg the question, presuppose the globe. So, yeah, he's doing a really great job backing himself into these corners.
Jesus Christ. I mean, it's unbelievable. Thousands of science, 2,000 years. And you're lying. Everything you're saying is wrong. All right. Can you give me one example? No, I can't give you a single example. You have a proof of the globe. I've given you all of them. I'm sorry. I can only take 5 more minutes of this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
You wanna I don't know. We'll keep the stream going for a few minutes after.
It's up to you.
I don't know. To let people jump on or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how you work the streams.
Yeah, we could do that. I usually open it up and let people hop on.
Let's do it for a few minutes. All right. How do we how do we get rid of him?
I heard everything you said. Don't worry.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
all right.
Anyway, I think it's funny because you redirect everything the way to fit your narrative, like I said. And I can say, oh, thousands of years, because literally that's the God's honest truth. No pun intended, I don't believe. Because that's how dumb it really is, what you're trying to do and what you're trying to push on people. I can literally say something as dumb, and I'm trying to make it like you really don't pick up on the sarcasm as much as I thought you would, because you don't really, like, it's really that simple. There's been scientists here for thousands of years that are smarter than either of us, any of us put together, and have figured this out for a long time now.
But you deny when they say things that go against your claims of the globe. When Einstein said that the Foucault's pendulum cannot prove the spin of the Earth, you deny that. But you like quoting scientists that only agree with you. Okay, so Einstein's off the table. What else you got? Can you name any citation?
I don't believe. I actually don't. I don't believe that. Actually, I'll have to do that in my own research. But I don't.
All right.
I don't
So when
that.
after you see that it's true, then what? Are you going to admit the Earth is flat?
No.
Okay.
But you could admit that
it's funny that you really. What?
But you would at least
breaking up there.
You would at least be able to admit that Foucault's pendulum is no longer evidence, right?
I don't think I'll admit that.
No, actually, I think it's pretty good evidence.
Even if Einstein disagrees with you and says it's not evidence?
Really... Yeah.
So you would be disagreeing with Einstein again, exactly like Dave just said. You disagree with the scientists when they go against your globe claim, but you go with the scientists when it backs up your globe claim. Can't have it both ways.
Bingo. See how that works?
Hey, Jake, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up because flat Earth might not be for you.
Gullible. You know what?
Truth might not be for you.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Kyle, should we pray for him? Should we have a little prayer?
We get what you're saying, Jacob, but you don't get that we use hostile witnesses against you. So that's okay, though.
You use what against? Hostile what?
Yeah, hostile witnesses.
Jake, you're going to be famous, by the way.
Good, I hope so.
Not going to be pretty.
So before you go,
you're going to give us a globe proof. You're going to give us a globe proof.
Can I ask your middle name?
No,
your
it's
middle
all right.
initial?
It doesn't matter. What does that?
Because I'm pretty sure. Because I'm pretty sure, like, why I'm going back to you being as a grifter or whatever. I can't find anything about you before the flat Earth stuff.
Go look up deep inside the rabbit hole. My information's out there. You can. I'm all over the place. Go find me on LinkedIn. Go find me on LinkedIn. Right? You can find me anywhere. You are a horrible researcher if you can't find me. You just don't know how to do anything. I am out there more than anybody.
What is your middle initial?
You know what? Go figure it out yourself, because if I told you my middle initial, you would say that it's untrue in word salad because you probably don't understand the letter that I'll tell you.
Why can't all the stuff you want to say? Why won't you give me your middle initial?
What difference does it make?
Why do you have such a problem with it? My middle name's Anthony.
Yeah. Okay, Anthony.
Why? What's your middle name?
Kyle.
I don't think David Weiss is your original name.
Oh, I have a different name. I have a different name. I was born David Weiss. That is a fact. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can exchange. He might give you a middle initial if you can give him one globe proof.
Yeah, that's a great deal. I'll give you the whole middle name if you give me one globe proof.
Well, that's the thing. I don't
have one. You're religious. You're a religious fanatic. You don't have a globe proof, but you believe the Earth is a globe. You've excommunicated your best friend because he has proof the earth is flat and you can't come up with one counter proof.
He excommunicated me.
Well, you know, he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Who needs mindless friends like that? I want you to wake up so you can regain your friendship with your lifelong friend, right? I want you to show him that you have the ability to learn new information, new things based on new information. Okay? Give me a globe proof, and when you can't come up with one, then you have to ask yourself, why are you in this religious cult called globalism?
Yeah, what do you mean I can't come up with one? I literally have.
You keep saying that. Give us one.
Because that's my side. Like, of course, it's the truth. It's the objective truth. You are the ones making up bullshit and trying to scam people.
I'm gonna be as nice as I possibly can here because I think that this is something huge, right? The reason,
go on.
And granted, speculation. I don't know your friend, right? But I would say that if I had a best friend that I came to with good evidences for, and they laughed at my face, they brought non-sequiturs.
I didn't.
Hold on, non-sequiturs, red herrings. If you brought anything that, if you talked any way of how you did today with the way of bringing proofs, like thousands of years of science, straw man after straw man, I would assume that my best friend doesn't have respect in me enough and my ability to do research to even look at this seriously. And I wouldn't want to be friends with someone like that.
I actually made a pact myself that I would never even associate ever with a flat earther because of how asinine it is. That I would never bring myself to that level to even talk to people like you because that's how poison it is. But when he came out to me like that, and it was gradual. Actually, it wasn't even him; it was his son that was having doubts, and because that's what he's bringing up his son and daughter to do is to believe that, and they didn't believe it. They didn't. Fuck you. And they didn't want to believe it. And then after talking to me, they realized Daddy's crazy. And that's when he cut ties with me because I'm a groomer and I'm poisoning his children. Even though I tried to talk to him about it, and for the first time, I actually put it all aside and said, you know what? It's him. I can put it all aside. Doesn't matter. Whatever makes him happy, I could do that. He couldn't do that. If I could be converted, then I'm the devil. He couldn't live with me having my beliefs, if you want to put it that way.
So you're an atheist that believes you live on a globe and you have zero proof of the globe. It's fascinating.
I have all. Why do you keep saying that? Like,
because the whole show. Go back and listen to the show. Watch it on a bigger screen and show me where you gave me one proof of the globe. Just one. That's all I need, and I will stop grifting.
I don't have to myself because you've already been given more proof than I could ever give to myself.
Can you name one of them that was given to me? Tell me one that was given to me. Listen to how you're just obfuscating. You are unwilling to point out one proof that was ever given to me by anybody. It doesn't even have to be yours. Any proof that their world is a globe. You believe it's a globe.
Gravity, the moon, the stars.
The moon. What about the moon?
Word salad.
Oh my
God. You are making a word salad. And it tastes like shit.
Dude, see, if you look at what you keep cutting me off, even though I'm not, you just want to beat me down with bullshit. And you guys are so infuriating. I don't have to have any more proof. I don't have to have any more evidence because
you believe
is the objective truth.
The objective truth.
I don't believe. I know.
There's nothing. Obviously, that wouldn't fly as far as you right?
I have, of course not, because that wasn't the whole point of me even talking to you. Because I already said the very beginning of the entire interaction, I don't want to play your games. It doesn't matter. Even like I said, it doesn't matter what I say. It would be denied anyway. I said even if I was Superman, could
you imagine if Mindshot does an analyst on this stream? It would just be ding, 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 ding. It would be a song. All right, Jake. Before we go, any globe proofs? Sorry. That's all I wanted.
What's your middle name?
Globe proof. You didn't give me a globe proof. I'm not giving you my middle name.
The world's round. It's a globe. There's your proof.
That's my proof. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's your proof.
What's your middle name?
Jake, you have a major problem.
That's one.
You have the world is round. Okay.
Yep.
Hey.
There it is.
Skylar, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was modding up I was modding.
That's how dumb that is how dumb flat Earth is. That, like, to our perspective, that is how dumb you guys sound. Do you get it? That's how remedial it is. I don't have to say anything more. I don't have to say anything more than that. No, yeah, and but
okay. So let's put the shoe on the other foot for a second, right? If we argued that way, right? Oh, it's just so remedial to say that the Earth is a globe. Oh, everybody just knows that it's flat. Oh, we just done thousands of years of experiments to show that it's flat. If we just answered the exact same way that you answered us, I mean, it wouldn't be convincing to anybody. But you have to think, right? I mean, you might not be taking this seriously at all, but I mean, we have big channels. You think that we're just lying to people? Don't you feel any kind of like moral obligation to our audience to like expose us? If you're trying to expose us, I mean, you're doing a terrible job. Absolutely terrible. We've refuted every single point of specificity.
I am trying to expose you, but not because of this bogus science you want to peddle, but because of who you are and where you came from and why you're doing it. And you refuse to even let me get 1 inch in there. And that's all the proof that I need myself, that you are guarding what you used to be and who you are.
I keep interrupting you because you keep talking in circles for like 5-10 minutes, and it's actually insufferable on my end.
So are you. God, projection much, right? Oh my God, you guys are great at that as well. See how that works?
That's why I have a show.
Jacob, you brought nothing to the table. You've offered no proof. You've talked. You've accused us of word salad, and you're just making word mud soup. And you've given zero proofs of the globe.
I'm on your level then, aren't I? Great.
Your actual best proof so far, I have to admit, is the world is round. That's your best proof that you've given to us today. That's your best proof. And if you understand what proof and evidence is, you realize that you have the mind of a very, very young person. I don't want to insult young people, but a very undeveloped mind. I'd say more of a cemented mind.
I would put down the alcohol for a bit and re-examine a few things.
Yeah.
It's my fun. It's 9:30. 9:30 is my 5:30. I work the graveyard shift, so I'm sorry. I'm going to have my Friday beer, whether you know.
Oh, that's fine. Just when you're doing the research, I don't know if you do the research with beer in hand. I don't think I would do that if that is your method.
Yep.
I have never done any research actually on trying to prove the world is round because I don't have to. I literally came into this completely cold. The only research I have done is, again, why I'm asking David for his middle name, so I can verify a few things. I'll come back.
I think it's a fair deal. 1 globe proof for my middle name. Hey, Jacob, we're going to wrap it up unless you want my middle name and give us a globe proof. We're going to wrap it up. Any final statement?
All right. Tell you what. I'll make another. If you're willing to have me, I'll make another.
You muted yourself, Jacob.
Muted.
There you go.
Another one of these when I have one of those proofs for you. And if it's something you would at least consider as evidence and proof, and I can articulate myself eloquently like you guys do, I'll get your middle name. Deal?
Yeah, you get 1 globe proof. You got my middle name. And I'll shut down my channel. And I'll return everyone's money that bought the app, plus interest. And I'll give you 3 Bitcoins.
Before you go on,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
Before you go on to challenge Dave for another debate, though, I will say there's an open panel that we do. Here's my chance to shamelessly plug, right? Dave can't be the only one grifting today. So we have our own True Earth debate open panel that we do on Monday night. So if you want to test out some of your arguments, if you want to get a chance to talk to some other actual flat earthers that have good points and arguments as well, then definitely check that out, man. I think that if you stick with us for a couple weeks, I think that you'll see the light.
I disagree with that. But I can only hope. I
disagree with you, Dave, because it's all, at the end of the day, it's all emotional, right? People are making their decisions based on emotions, and you know, and when you are able to set that aside after a while and actually look at things logically, the truth becomes obvious.
Yeah, I agree. With those with eyes willing to see, you can lead a man to knowledge, but you can't make him think. Thanks, Jacob.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on the show, man.
We're all done now. Thank God. All right. So what do I do when I'm ready to come back? How often do you do these?
I do a show every Monday night, 10 p.m. This troubling.
Okay. All right. I'll get in touch. Probably beginning of July. How about a month?
That's
check back
fine.
in with you.
It's going to take you that long to come up with something. All right. See ya.
I mean, I work 7 days a week, man. So sorry.
Welcome to remain a slave in the system. That's what we're trying to do, is free the slaves, unplug from the system. Okay.
Yeah, but I see how you're doing it as well. Make money off of them. Have a good day, guys.
You as well, Jacob.
Leave the challenger people alone. That's disgusting.
Jesus.
All right, I got the invite link copy. Do you want to let some of the guests in?
Yeah, everyone jump on. This is crazy. That was so like an atheist that just can't even think. I mean, his mind is, is it the alcohol?
It is.
Yeah.
Alcohol is a literal mental retardant.
Yeah.
And so
he works 7 days a week. How's that working out for you? Right.
I mean, it's not meant to be insulting at all. It's just you have to actually look at the situation objectively. And okay, so the link's posted. Hop on in, guys. We got Baller Joe. Awesome. Effed up world. Welcome.
Amazing.
I wonder where he's reporting from today.
I shared a few of the emails with you of him. It's just unbelievable. Hey, nice.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
A little bit of a delay.
Yeah, that's because of space and satellites and Hey, that was ugly. Just saying.
hey, Joe, come over to the whatever his room I'm in is and meet me.
The cupola.
I'm in the cupola, man.
I would, but I'm on. I'm doing some experiments with
science.
Science and Houston and the Dragon and stuff. So,
nice. Are you going to grow lettuce?
We got a Subway. We got a Subway
back,
restaurant up here.
All
We're
right.
making so much food. Dave, you guys did an awesome job. I didn't catch the whole thing, but
it was painful. It was super painful. The guy, amazing. It's just like everything he accused us of is what basically just him projecting. He's unable to process simple things. Run Boston Bear, knew you'd show up. Hey, I learned something about Run Boston Bear, everybody, and I'm going to reveal it right now. You ready? This guy doesn't live in Boston. He lives in Texas.
Yeah. What?
Yes. Mind shocker. Every day.
Wait.
Mind blown. He lives
but he runs in Boston, though, right?
He does run in Boston. He doesn't run to Boston.
So it's not a complete lie.
Right. So I always say every day I have my mind blown. I hope I blew some of your minds today with that little factoid. Okay?
Yeah.
Nice disclosure, buddy.
Yeah, I know, right?
The gig is up.
You know what's really funny? Let me know if you can hear me because I'm in the car.
We hear you.
Clear.
We hear you.
All right. This might be weird, but I'm going to do this because I was walking out of Home Depot listening to the whole thing. And Dave, you were like, bro, we need to pray for you. And I'm going to do that real quick. Just start off because I want to shake some of that, the oogie boogies off. The dude is blind. I feel bad for him. I feel bad that the relationship with his best friend is damaged because of his inability to see. So real quick prayer. Heavenly Father, we know this place is created. We know that each one of us are individually unique and special and amazing, and we have power, and they are trying to take it from us. They don't want us to know who we are. I pray that this friendship is restored and that you give him eyes to see. Raise the veil, not only off of Jacob's eyes, but many people that are suffering to see the truth of this world. Bless Dave. Bless Tribune, bless Witsit, Karen B, all the legends that are pushing for truth, because ultimately, Lord, I know that when people value the truth, they will look into this and help the egos. I know it's all an ego thing, and I pray this in Jesus' name, amen.
You're much better.
I think
you're very good at praying. Very good.
Yeah, I pray every day, bro. I pray every day.
When you said that, Dave, it caught my attention too. I'm like, yeah, that's what we need, actually.
Hey, I've learned the power of prayer, and I used to laugh at it. It used to be crazy. Our highest purpose in life is to gain maximum intellect and share that with others. And I sometimes get really pissed at people, and I would be like, F them, fuck. It's like, but now I'm like, I see that's their issue. I only pray that they can lift themselves up from that. I try to remain up here on the space station and,
Yeah.
and I hope people raise their spirits to this level. That's all.
Yeah.
And Dave, you
Well-
actually are an example of that in your debates that you do, or even if you call it debates. But I'm reminded of Professor Dave and that stream you did. I was amazed at how you held yourself. That's hard to do. That guy is one of the most insulting.
Insufferable.
Yeah, I made a video about it, Dave, just with the highlights.
Yeah, I saw it.
From that video. I called it Professor Dave Insults, but
Yeah.
I put it on my TikTok and they took it down for abusive behavior.
Amazing.
And it was,
he actually edited out all of Professor Dave's insults, and it took the debate from 3 hours down to 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah, 57 minutes.
2 hours and 57 minutes.
Yep.
Are you flagging us down? You're saying hi that you're back.
No, I was the video was delayed.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Oh, you were testing. That's a test. I know that test.
Yeah, let me tag one more thing in there. So what's really awesome about human beings are we're designed and created to worship something. And even though I believe in the God of the Bible, if somebody else is searching for truth and they don't believe like me, I've been freed from judgment. I don't know if that makes sense, but before I found the true earth, I used to judge people that didn't think like me, and I was afraid of them. I was afraid of what they carried around in their mind, like it would get on me or something. And ever since I found out that we live on a stationary topographical plane, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. If they think we were seeded here by aliens, or if they're thinking reincarnation or whatever, none of us are done searching. We're all trying to figure it out, and we should be able to talk about it cordially. So. Yeah, y'all just keep crushing. I'm about to have to go do a swim, but it was good to hop on and see y'all's faces, and I'll see you in Vegas.
So you're going to be Swim Texas Bear today.
I was going to say
I'm training for an Ironman. Yeah.
Nice.
Good seeing you.
Yeah, good seeing you, Run.
All right.
Yeah, good seeing y'all too. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Hey, let me give you guys a little preview of the new feature on the app. It's just testing. So if we go, whoops. Here we go.
I literally could not hold it together when you kept asking that guy to buy your app.
Oh, come on, that was good. People are going to take that out of context, but it's all right. Oh, okay. Wait, did we lose Joe?
No, he's still there. He has his camera off.
No, I'm just moving around to different areas.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Oh, nice.
Station. Yeah.
Love it. So, and this isn't available. Just everyone, don't email me. It's not working on yours. If you click the profiles, and this is what the new profile. This is rough. It needs a lot of changes. So, let me just make it a little bigger. There we go. So you'll be able to. Oops, didn't want to do that. You'll be able to add a background. Your image will be bigger. You have your referral status, your username, and then you can make posts on your wall. Right, I have different stuff on my wall. Just some examples. So it's kind of like a Facebook wall. You can friend people. Like let's say, hey, I just met somebody. Hey, my name is so and so on the app. You go on the app, you search the name, you pull up their profile, you hit friends. Now they're in your friends list. Here I have, I have checked off in the box. I have help wanted. I'm looking for an employee, and I'm also looking for a job. This is just an example. You wouldn't probably have both of those checked off unless you are doing both. And this shows me as can you guess what is my status?
Male? Is that what that says?
A male. Well, it's small for you guys. A male in a relationship. That's it. It shows that I'm a male.
That's controversial, Dave.
It is. And then you'll have an edit button for yourself, and you hit edit. It brings you into this is the setup, so you can put all your stuff in there. And then it also has it'll also have where you can make posts on the bottom. So every time you add a post, it'll be just on your timeline. And then you can also allow friends to post on your wall or not. You can have it just your blog, or hey, anyone's a friend of mine, I'll let you put stuff there. And it's gonna evolve from there. Pretty cool, right?
Nachita had a great comment. Our angle should have been to buy the app and then you become Superman.
Oh, I think
kinda
you take
true.
us to space. Someone's gonna take that clip and just be like, "Look, he is a grifter. He admits it." It's like, just send me the money. Don't even get the app. Just send me the money. That's all I care about.
Yeah, Dave, you are into the money, of course. I mean, that's why you're going on to channels, that don't pay you or anything. You just go around the world and do interviews.
It's to sell my app, Joe. The Paige,
I know.
It's funny. Paige has been wanting to. There's lots of rooms in our house that need repainting. They haven't been painted in a long time, so she's been touching up. She goes, "I really like to hire somebody." She goes, "Can I do a GoFundMe that says Dave won't give me any of the app money because he keeps putting it back into the app, and I need to hire a painter." That's literally the freaking truth.
I think it's funny
funny.
how they're from the outside, people can make accusations of making money on things, and if you really knew where the money goes and all that stuff, like big YouTubers making money. I mean, there are some, but you don't get a lot of money from any of this kind of stuff unless you're like Logan Paul or something like that. Like
I actually even mentioned that's like it's pretty normal. Like millionaires are actually still pretty normal. It's like billionaires when you start dealing with like really, really weird, eccentric behavior, I feel.
Have I made it in here with you guys?
Yeah, you're in.
Yep,
What's going
you're
on?
in.
Oh, for sure. I have to give a thanks to you guys for putting yourselves through what you do. Man.
It's
thank
it's a
you,
group
guys.
effort. It's a group effort, man. It's all of us. We all, Joe, your videos, helping certain people, certain ways, and it's just all together. It's great.
It's all about truth.
Skylar's debates are amazing. I mean,
Yeah, they are.
You've got that technical stuff that I haven't memorized all of those experiments and scientists and stuff. Probably should one day, but it's great having somebody like you as a wingman. So let's do more of these.
For sure. And I also like to pride myself on like it's really funny. You get the Globers, they're like, I just want to explore the psychology of why the flat earthers believe what they believe. Well, guess what? That's exactly what I'm doing to you guys all the time with every single conversation, and you don't even realize it. So, yeah, I like looking at things and then trying to put it in a way that we can actually get an agreement, because it's easy to have a dumpster fire. We could just yell back and forth and disagree with each other. My challenge is how can I articulate this in a way that you would actually be able to nod your head and be like, okay, that makes sense. We may not agree on everything, but we can agree on that.
I like what Troubling does. If you have someone that you tell them about the truth and they look at you and like, you're just kind of going crazy. You're going crazy in your head. I mean, you hear that kind of idea all the time. And I like to send someone over to Troubling Tribune and go, just watch this guy do some debates and you tell me that it's crazy, because you're a good way, or you have a good way of presenting the information very logically, very clearly, and it's in the way you present it is very good, and that caught my attention right away.
Joe, if you're really on a space station, can you backhand that guy to your left? Good effort.
Try, but
good effort.
That's just a glitch.
Yeah, it's a
glitch. Don't worry.
It's from cosmic rays. I understand.
Yeah, cosmic rays. Yep, that's what it is. Yep.
I definitely agree with with what Dave was saying earlier on the team effort, man. It is what we all do and bring to the table. I obviously wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't have so much information brought forward by Dave and Austin Whitsitt and Jaronism, standing on the shoulders of giants, as they say.
For sure. Troubling, you sent over Jorge over to Austin the other night, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I've heard his conversations on TikTok, right?
Yeah, Jorge's he's one of the better Globers because he won't just hand wave away constantly. If you bring up a point and you articulate the point, he will acknowledge it. He said, yes, that is accurate. And he knows a lot about physics. And so when you start talking about the details of general relativity or geocentrism versus heliocentrism, I mean, he's already conceded. I mean, it's like, yeah, of course it's valid reference frame. I just think that he just thinks that we're wrong with certain other interpretations. But people like that, I really want to bring into the conversation, because I think that if they get, he didn't even know Witsit. He'd never seen Witsit's channel. And I'm like, man, if you actually get some of this information articulated, then I think that it's gonna have some waves. So
I like when someone can be genuine, no matter what side they're on. When they're genuine, it means a lot to me.
I like that he's trying to dox me to figure out what my real name is, and who put me up to this grift, if you will.
Yeah, like, bro, don't you know doxing's illegal?
Yeah, well, he's welcome to research me. I told him, he just go. You can find me. I'm everywhere. I'm so easy to find. It's ridiculous.
Cammy asked, is like, Tribune, I see your channel's not monetized. How are you paying Flat Earth Dave? This is volunteerism. Volunteering is time.
Wait, somebody said that in the chat?
Cammy did.
Is that okay? Cammy's a shill also.
Super shill, right?
Yeah, super shill.
Yeah, no,
her and her magnetism, please.
I think if you were just in it for the money, you wouldn't be wasting your time coming on channels with less than 1,000 subscribers.
I'm in it for reaching. This is a channel. This was for us. This was, everyone in the chat was a flat earther already. I don't think there's probably any, or maybe there's a couple. They're not new to the argument, but that guy was like, his emails were incessant. Normally I just block, but I'm just like, you know what? Sometimes you got to respond a little bit. The stuff that he was saying was ridiculous. And I just threw it out there. You want to do a, yeah, I'll come on. And then he explained he works 7 days a week. He doesn't have a computer. I'm like, you have an iPhone? I'm like, okay, this could work. And
he's too busy working to have an iPhone.
No, his iPhone has a limited, I think he said he has a very limited data, but I like, do you have Wi-Fi at home? And I taught him how to put his phone on Wi-Fi. Go
to McDonald's, they got it.
Yeah. So that was fascinating. And unfortunate that he was drinking, but that kind of explains his attitude.
Definitely. It reminded me of someone I know that's close that seems like they won't let go of the idea that, like, if you ask them for some evidence or some proof, that they'll give you the stereotype evidence, but then when you put a monkey wrench in that, and they're like, their only response is, you just won't accept the truth, then you won't accept the evidence. And I'm like, it's not real evidence.
Yeah, he had nothing, 2,000 years and scientists and that's like,
we already know.
The best movie gave is The Earth is a Globe. Shameless little plug. This is the greatest hot mug ever. It's a Yeti. It's from Stefan from the Deftones. It's on his website. Cool. And it gets so many reactions when I bring it. I put my tea in here all the time, or margarita, depending.
The Deftones?
The Deftones. Stefan from the Deftones, he's the one that does the Flat Earther shirt, right? He
was on Karen B.
Not long ago. So if you go into the shopping cart area, everyone's asking where to get those shirts. Hit the shopping cart. Right here is his website, and you can get the coolest hoodie ever. And then he also has other things. So this is a Yeti. If you don't know, I put hot tea in it now. Tonight it'll still burn my mouth when I drink it, if it's too hot. So it's very cool. And I figured
that's because there's a little bit of outer space in there.
That's exactly true. There is space in there for sure. That's why the heat doesn't leave.
But that's real space, though.
Yeah, that's actual.
That's real space.
What would happen if I poked a hole in between those two walls? If I held it right, the gravity would hold. No, if I put it upside down and put the hole at the bottom, the air would not fill the empty space, right?
Why do people have to act as if they can explain every part of the natural reality we live in? Like when I get it, the idea of gravity and the idea of magnetism or whatever, or is that static electricity or whatever it is that Witsit knows a lot more about all that. But to me, I just say the nature of reality that everyone experiences, there's an up towards the sky and there's a down towards the ground, and then there's these four directions that we call north, south, east, west, and we're kind of investigating a lot of that right now. It seems like the directions, like how a long time ago, you did like a little demonstration with like a flat map and a magnet, and you showed like the how as you would go around the world or circumnavigate, that it would be continually to change your heading would be continually changing direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. That was a video I just did on a whim's notice, and
It was a
worked
great video.
perfect.
Yeah, that one right there.
People still don't get it. I get that every day. I get an email like, oh, I know people that have circumnavigated the earth. You go east, you end up right back to where you started from. I'm just like, I just sent them this
East
video.
is not it's not one straight line though.
It's a circle. It's not a straight line at all.
And then they say, well, just fly an airplane straight. You're like, how do you fly an airplane straight?
Yeah.
You use a heading.
You
You're
assume
flying on a heading. You're not flying. You're like,
Right.
okay, mark out a straight line. All right, I'm heading in that direction, and then you just go that direction automatically.
No.
This doesn't work.
Yeah, and I don't know how anybody argues the lines in the sky that we see today.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Like, it is a line. It's not a curved line. It's a line.
It's insane.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, do you got that video on your DITRH channel?
But this
'Cause
video,
I want to put that on my TikTok.
it's go on the app, hit the question mark, excuse me, and then hit the circumnavigation right there. Oops, I'm not showing it, of course. And
That's a great explainer right there.
yeah. So you hit the circumnavigation, which is right there, and then if you click it, it'll be the second video right now.
Nice.
Right there.
That's
Circumnavigation for dummies. Right. So,
And Weiss, I got to give you a thank you. There's an individual I reached out from North Carolina. He's the one who referenced the Earthing movie to me, and he's the one. That's who I've been showing that movie to everybody. But yeah, I met him through your app. He communicated through the friend finder, and we've been chit chatting. We had a live chat the other day. Someone from California had jumped in there on a live chat. That was pretty cool.
on a video call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I jumped on one the other day. It's a blast.
Yeah, it's a good time.
And it's going to get so much better when this new system comes out, which is taking a little longer than expected. It's going to be amazing. You'll be able to, when the new tile game comes with it, hopefully, you'll be able to play with other people. So you're playing on your separate phones anywhere in the world, and you will hit the talk button, and you'll be able to talk to them while you're playing. And this tile game, you know what the tile game, you know what I'm talking about, the memory game where you flip over tiles. It actually, I think, is a super therapeutic game for people like us, because what are we doing all the time? We're constantly researching, right? I'll be listening to two things at once and reading something else. Okay, nonstop. But when you play this game, everything just comes together, and you can only focus on the game. Right? You're not thinking about, well, if the sun moves between the tropics because of the angle of the Earth tilt, how come Orion doesn't move from tropic to tropic? Why does it stay over? You're not doing stuff like that, right? You're focused on the game. And when I'm done, I'm just like, I actually feel like recharged. So I can't wait for this game to come out. I think it's going to help us.
Meditation.
Yeah, and all those new features. And I got to thank you again for the hot sauce. That was delicious. Like, the amount of money that you put into everything, like, I don't know how anybody can argue you're in it for money.
How many app users do I have to bring in to get me a bottle of that blue dot sauce?
25?
I'm one away. Guys, somebody in here right now. Somebody it's at 4 right now. That needs to be at
4. I said 25, not 5.
I heard 5.
I'll because you had me on your show, I'll send you some. Make sure you send me your address. Text it to me.
You got it.
Weiss, is that every 25? So if I get another 25,
it's not. It's not.
No,
it's not. But by the way, 25 referrals. And when me sending you a couple bottles of hot sauce with postage wipes out all of that money. It's all gone. I'm actually in the hole. Okay.
There's literally no profit margin here.
It's a great business plan for if you're trying to make money. It's a
Well,
good way
here's
to
the
do
problem.
it.
I thought, what if the app goes super viral and everybody starts doing it, and then I have 1 million people that have over 25 subscribers each, 25 referrals. I'll have to send out 1 million bottles of hot sauce.
No, what
That's a whole big deal right there.
guys. You're missing a boat.
I'd have to farm out Spicy Sarah to take over my hot sauce production.
You guys remember when MySpace or Facebook like wasn't really big, but it was just coming out and was like, yeah, it seems like a hassle though. Maybe I don't really want to know if I want to get involved in that. Now everybody's like clamoring for it. They really, really want it. That's exactly where I see the FE Sun, Moon, and Zodiac clock app going, especially with its new social media features. It's going to be like the better than ultimate Facebook, where you're not giving your information willingly to these dark overlords who are going to use it to maybe manipulate some crazy DNA thing to come get us, whatever possibility that may be, right? We can just tap in and, worst case scenario, Dave gets the information. What's he going to do with it, right?
Yeah.
Sell it?
So, Austin makes fun of Mike makes fun of my app name. He's always like adding, all sorts of stuff to it, right? So I have a question. No, everyone play honest. Don't look at any information. Just, I'm going to ask Skylar first. Where is their summit? What website do you go to get the tickets?
Shit.
Okay.
Is it like TT True? Hold on. True.
Okay. All right. That you've proved my point. Baller Joe, where do you get tickets for the summit? Okay.
Wrong guy to ask.
Perfect. And what's your name, curvature guy?
Robert,
where do you get
the True Earther app? Shouldn't we be able to use that?
So where do you get the True Earther app?
From the Play Store.
So you have to go to the Play Store, download the True Earther app to get tickets. Is that what you're saying? Okay. So what I'm proving here is, let me ask you a question. Where do you find any of my information on my app?
FlatEarthDave.com.
Thank you. Okay. So
I knew that.
I'm going to tell you the website to get their stuff at is called True Mount Meru Summit, the Earther True Silver Summit Go.live. That's their website. Okay.
EMMS.
Right. So the truth is, if you go to FlatEarthDave.com, the link is right there for their summit. Okay. So fuck all of their stupid, like, this is God playing a little joke on Austin for busting my balls. It became his reality. Okay. Nobody knows where the summit is, except it's at FlatEarthDave.com. That's all you got to remember. It's there.
I thought it was on the internet.
Dave, I think there was some manifestation at play.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Oh my God.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to get going, but I just wanted to thank you guys for, like what Robert was saying, sticking yourself out there and being willing to take the abuse without lashing out and all, just the way you guys do it.
And Joe, I want to thank you for being I would describe you as a very strong Christian, for not getting pissed at people with other beliefs and not telling people they're going to go to hell, and just basically setting an example of how to be. That's it. That's how you do it. You set an example of how to be, and people can take their own journey to get there. So thanks.
The truth sets you free.
Right.
That could be one of the most true sayings, that when you learn the truth, it frees you from bondage in this world, like from being caged in our mind. And so, yeah, I think it's just awesome.
I'll add on to that. It does set you free, but not first before pissing you off.
Yeah, and it's not easy. I'm not trying to say that it's easy. It's a challenge for sure.
A lot of people get stuck on that part.
It's hard not to.
I don't want to deal with things that are challenging to me. Like, no, that's exactly what you have to do, though.
I've heard people say, just leave me alone. I'm in my little bubble and I like it in my little bubble and I don't want to hear about it. I'm like, okay, that's up to you.
I'm throwing a link to their direct to their chat in the chat for the summit.
Now that you confused us all,
it truncated. It didn't work. It truncated it. I put in the combination. Basically what Austin would do to me. So, all right, I'm done busting the balls. FlatEarthDave.com. That's where you can find it. Use anyone's code to get you 50% off.
Tribune.
Or you can use mine. Use Tribune.
Tribune.
Listen, don't use mine. Use Tribune. Use whatever. Use Melodome or whatever. Whoever you want to support. Do it. And that's all I got to say about that.
Awesome.
It's awesome you guys been able to put that together. I've been at the last two, and this next one's going to be just as good as the first two.
Yeah, it's always fun. I hope it's rainy though. Because then I'll be like, yeah, staying inside. That's the thing. Otherwise, I'll be watching it on the fly.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to go myself. I made no plans to go financially because this is pretty much what I decided to do. But a few of my audience members came forward and were like, yeah, we really want you to go. We're going to set up a GoFundMe. So Jeremy Bird has actually set up a GoFundMe for myself and my family to go possibly to the Flat Earth. Yeah, Flattoberfest. So if you guys want to support that, if you want to see me there, if you're going and want a chance to meet Mr. Tribune, then feel free to check that out. I'm not sure if he's watching right now.
Where's that link? Where is that?
I have to grab it.
Vegas, baby, right?
Link it in the description of this video, all right?
I will. That's what I'll
Vegas,
have
right?
on hand.
Yeah, Vegas. And if you hate Vegas, it doesn't matter. It's not about Vegas. It's just about a venue where we all can gather and people can come from across the plane to get there easily. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a blast. And I've got some great banners I'm getting printed. Street activism banners.
Cool.
Here, I'll show you one of them. This is a actual not vinyl, nylon banner. Where is it? And we can set these up.
Nice.
That'd be great.
I like that.
And then I got some ones with some more information on them that are going to be just 11/17 flyers that we're going to before everyone gets there, have people put around town and hang them up everywhere, saying come over to Sam's and see what's going on there. Let's see if I can find that.
So, Weiss, do you have a link on the app for the hoodie that Witsit was wearing in Level With Me?
You know what? The link is there, but I just noticed it takes you to another page. I got to give me an hour after this. I'll relink it with the proper one. But cool. that let me tell you, that is the best high quality hoodie ever. It's like the only one I wear, and it's the best because it does two things. One, anyone that's flat or flat curious will come up to you.
Flat curious.
And two, yeah. Two, that anyone that's a total fucking globy won't even be able to see you. You become invisible to them, so they don't even bother you. They literally look right through you because their brain can't process flat earther, and you become invisible. So it's a cloaking device. It's fantastic.
Cloaking device.
That'd be great.
It certainly is. How come I can never find what I'm looking for?
I managed to find that link and post it, so you guys can check that out.
You got the link.
Yeah, for the GoFundMe.
Oh, for the GoFundMe. Nice.
Yeah, I'm behind. Following the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, those seems like the proper proportions, Joe. Head to body. You're muted. Baller Joe, you are muted.
I was muted. Sorry. I was just trying to give some info on this Falcon Heavy launch we're about to watch. It's all legit and stuff.
This is
heavy,
dude.
Yeah. You just made a video about that, didn't you, Dave?
I just put that video up.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's featured on the app today, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if you listen to that, it's the funniest thing. They're like, the Falcon Heavy. It's Falcon Heavy. And it's like, what? It
Falcon has landed.
It's Falcon Heavy. So
I just got to point out, I think it's funny that these dumb Falcon rockets, that they make fire come down from the sky. I just think that it's so wild that is something that is talked about in the Bible, like fire coming down from the sky.
I like that series you did on that, Joe. It
would be a deception.
It's undeniable. It's undeniable.
It's crazy. My TikTok, my TikTok took off a lot quicker than my YouTube did.
Well,
and TikTok is an awesome audience. There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, Joe, what's your handle on TikTok?
It's EFTUPWORLD. Same as my YouTube.
Effed up world.
Yeah, I just put a video up last night at I think it was like maybe like 8 hours ago or something.
What do you guys think about this flyer? It's going to be get a bunch of them printed out, and I have some people in Vegas that are going to just put them around, hand them out, put them with free newspapers pin them up in some places. This will attract a crowd. And then John from California that does the farmers markets, the guy that has the booth, John Evans, he has the big flat earth booth like the guys in South Carolina. He gets like huge crowds. He's thinking about bringing his whole booth. So if we can find a place near the hotel that he can set up, we'll have a huge crowd. It'll be crazy. We'll need all hands on deck.
Provide any proof of the earth or the earth is a globe spinning in space and you win. Good luck on that. Like it just sounds like, oh, well, that's so there's thousands of proofs.
And the rules are no purchase necessary and play as many times as you like.
Nice.
So just sit there and argue with people all day.
How can you complain about those rules though? That's like pretty, you can't lose on that one, can you?
Right.
Everything to gain, nothing to lose.
And then on this one, I have a QR code for the event. Like to say, maybe I want to go to that thing or videos, and I have it going to the my crash course playlist. So it's like, let me just look at that.
You should add one thing into the flyer if you can.
What?
You should say exclusive proof.
Ooh.
It doesn't have to be exclusive.
Put it in the
one
fine
proof
print.
of the globe.
Put it in the fine print.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Andrew P., welcome.
Andrew B.
Oh, good morning, everybody.
There he is.
And at the beginning of the stream, Dave typed in chat it was going to be a dumpster fire, and I didn't know what that was going to mean exactly because I didn't hear that guy before. But holy shit. That was the absolute worst Glober I've ever heard speak.
So dumb. So sad.
You
right up
been
there with Professor Dave.
And I'm not sure if you can see this or not.
He's not up there with Professor Dave. Don't.
I'm drinking right now too. Laundry detergent just to become a Globey again.
On the level, as he said.
The sauce.
Yeah.
The globe sauce.
And listen, I want to say something about alcohol. If you don't drink alcohol at all, that's probably best. But if you have an occasional drink here and there socially, I think there is a spirit thing that could not be that. Let's say it's not destructive, right? But if it takes over, like this guy, I got to have my beer at 9:30 in the morning. I know that's his nighttime. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I used to work a graveyard shift, and I would get off at like 2:00 in the morning, and I would get home, and it would be like, all right, well, I'm gonna have a couple drinks. I mean, all right, whatever. But to just, I don't know. It was.
You certainly
weird.
weren't coming on to debate somebody like talk physics or science, right?
Going on to a debate forum with some liquor on my breath or whatever. I mean, that's. It depends. It's per person. It depends on who you are and how you handle it. Because some people you wouldn't even know, and they you know what I mean.
I would actually like to go back into that conversation and just see how many times he was asked to give one fucking proof of the globe. He couldn't even do it.
At least 30.
Yeah.
There's a million proofs. That's his proof. There's a million proofs. You don't know him.
The globe. The globe is my proof. The earth is round. That's my proof. How have you ever heard that one before, Skylar, or anybody?
To just skip all the BS and just go straight to the reaffirming fallacy.
The globe is my proof. The globe is my proof.
It's circular reasoning.
That one yet.
Haven't you ever heard of curvature? Of course, it's a globe.
Like they make a pretty big circle, right? They add in a few other things to get their circle, but like this guy was just like, nah,
we're going right to it. Yep.
All right. I don't know how you even found out about that guy, but I think I heard Dave saying that he was just emailing you a lot or something.
He was emailing me incessantly saying that I've ruined his friend's life and I'm a grifter. And I was like, okay, what's your proof? You know, and then I would send him one proof and he's like, well, sunsets. And I sent him something like, I sent him a couple of videos on sunset and, you know, he didn't like the one with the bottle cap. And I was, because I was talking about Mirage. I was like, this is how it works. And the fact that he says he's watched so much videos and he still doesn't get it just shows that he's really not watching.
He's just disingenuous at best.
If you're
He's
not
deluded.
If you're not trying to learn, like if you already know everything, you're not gonna learn anything. If you already know everything, you don't know about the curvature. I'm not having this conversation. You know?
Where's this ego come from, right? Like this ego, like I have nothing to learn. Everything, you know, I just already know it, and I don't even.
Our education, man. It comes from our like from school. Like they taught us that they know everything. That like we already know everything. Kind of like on the Truman Show. Sorry, Truman, we already explored everything. There ain't no
pull down the Mercator projection.
Yeah.
Oh, and Joe, what you're showing right there on your screen, is that the live feed from the Falcon 1 kind of thing?
Yeah, it's the Falcon Heavy. This is actually the launch where they changed their live stream footage after the fact. Like they corrected it somehow. On YouTube.
Well, I heard that there was supposed to be some sort of a live stream of a rocket launch today or something.
There is almost every day. They launch at least twice a week. These Falcon rockets. They're putting their Starlink satellites and everything.
And every time they hit us with this Austin Powers bit, I mean, come on, this obvious phallic here about to go into the sky. They named it Falcon Heavy.
Yeah, cock and balls.
Yeah. Well, what was it? They used to call it BFR, big effing rocket. That's what they called it, the BFR.
Yeah, that didn't roll off the tongue as good, I think.
But reporters are saying it. They're like, the BFR stands for the big effing rocket.
I got to see that clip.
I got it on my channel.
Yeah.
I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
I'm just gonna start reposting all your stuff, F Up World, because you're doing really well on TikTok with your
yeah.
With your views.
I just put a video up like last night, just like 7-8 hours ago. It's got like 45,000 views.
Shit.
Whoa.
Yeah. TikTok's the place to be if you guys haven't figured that out yet.
Some of mine have almost 500,000 views. And on YouTube, I get 77, maybe 80. Yep.
Sad.
Yeah,
man,
like I was able to
TikTok,
get a couple of 10, 20,000 people, and then I can't get a video to hit 1,000 views.
Yeah, once you get shadow banned, it becomes difficult. But the ease of just creating another account and going viral again on TikTok is, it's pretty good from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Not personal experience, honestly, though. I wish my backup channel would do a little bit better, but I just haven't been posting anything new to it at all. It's just all been reruns, so I haven't put that much effort into it. But Caleb does really well with it. I mean, he has multiple backup channels that all have over.
He's
10,000.
all over that place. TikTok. He's all over that thing.
He's recently taken a step back because of certain things, but he's still doing content.
And Derek's always on there too. I see, like, just when I'm scrolling on For You page or whatever, those guys are all over the place. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I got a question about that little live stream that you got going right there with the rocket. Mm-hmm. Why is there steam coming out of the middle of the rocket? I don't know the answer.
I think that this rocket flies with, I think it's liquid oxygen and liquid methane. And so and it's like cryogenic or whatever. It's super cold, super cooled. So they're basically that's just purging off pressure out of the tanks. Because there's like basically two big fuel tanks inside that they're filling them up until maybe 45 seconds before it takes off.
Let me speaking of gases in there, let me share what Suzanne from Truth Smack sent me. She found, and she's a school teacher, and this is one of their textbooks. And it's talking about helium. It says helium is a very useful gas. It's lighter than air. Therefore, it's often used in balloons and blimps. Oxygen is heavier than helium. Thus, helium-filled balloons float upwards. Also, helium is very useful. As a result, it's often used in rockets. Helium will not catch fire and or on fire, even prevents fire. Accordingly, astronauts feel safe when helium is used in their spaceships.
Nice.
Okay.
So
Now there is. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
So they're not combusting the helium.
Well, no, they have an excuse for an answer for that, of course.
Yeah, of course.
They're like, well, Dave, you have a video on that. I don't know if you found it or what, but it was a while ago where the rocket it hasn't even launched yet, and the thing just kind of bends and breaks and just falls.
Yeah.
These tanks, these fuel tanks, if they're not full of basically like a lot of pressure, there's no structural strength to the rocket at all. Yeah. So it will just crumple up. It's like a tin, like literally like a pop can. A pop can would be strong compared to a rocket, Yeah,
you guys seen that rocket that looked as if it was going to take off and it like bounced before it took off?
Yeah.
A lot of them do that.
Right.
Did you guys?
Dave,
go ahead.
There's an old clip from, I don't know if it was from Bonanza or something, and the guy is on there. He's like, "It is balloon."
Yes, that's it.
I made a video about that. I made a video there where it's like, "It is balloon."
I have that at my rockets are balloons section. In there, did you guys see the vagina cup that they drink coffee out of? Okay, it's literally a vagina cup, right? And then they have the girl drinking out of it, and this is the fucking cup.
Yeah, she likes to touch the toilet a lot too.
Yeah,
so they're kind of weird.
And the logo to me looks like a baby in the uterus upside down. I don't know what they're trying to do here, but it's literally a vagina.
I'll bet you Don Pettit invented that. He's so smart.
You know something about the whole ISS situation that I've always been curious about is how do they clean it?
Carefully.
The long hair in the ISS. Just think about
that. Years, bro. Right. 2,000 years of science.
Nonsensical. Like, look at the military. Do they wear their hair like that in the military when they're flying a fighter jet? I don't think so. They got their hair all up in a bun or whatever, or if they even have any. You see them going in, like when they first get into the space station, their hair's like literally all over the place. And I'd be one of the guys in there, and I'd be like, "Hey, why don't you do something with that hair? I don't want to be breathing that stuff in later," floating all over the place.
I can't get the construction of it, the build inside. Like, I've done various car and audio installations, stuff like that. They do some cool work. What they put in the ISS, like, you cannot tell me an engineer put that in there.
An engineer maybe that had the idea to make it look legit and complicated.
Bro, it's like a playset.
It's the whole thing, even the purpose of it. Oh, we have an orbiting laboratory so we can do out of this world experiments to benefit human or mankind. And like, what? I've heard that they made Velcro or something. Like, NASA is not a single accomplishment.
Wasn't the Velcro debunked several years back?
Probably. It's just what I heard or whatever. I'm like, they've never done anything.
I don't have much longer to be around, but if Jacob ever comes on again, maybe not go to the flat Earth conversation. Maybe just ask him about what he thinks of the NASA moon landings. Just kind of see the nonsense bullshit.
Yeah.
That's a patriot SOB right there.
And then following that, he'll say, "You can see the lunar lander from a telescope," which I don't know why people say that. No, you can't. They have pictures of it. No, they don't. They say there's a lunar orbiter or reconnaissance orbiter or something, LROC, and that supposedly took images of these supposedly, but I just think that images are all like, like anything that they get from space is all just ones and zeros, and it has to be like laid out and interpreted by people here that aren't there. I think it's just suspect. All of it's suspect.
Yeah, faking data is very easy. It's
I mean, look at me. I'm doing a SpaceX launch right now. I mean, announcing it.
So it's funny. I got to ask my 82-year-old grandfather. He was telling me about he saw something on the news about some malfunction at one of the launches, and I just straight up asked him, "Grandpa, did we land on the moon? Do you believe that?" And he could not definitively say yes. He's questioned it.
I watched a clip the other day on the space shuttle, and they said that they only get one shirt per month and one pair of socks per week, but they work out for 2 hours a day sweating. And look at her hair. That's a good hair day. Look at her makeup. Amazing. I mean, not amazing. It's disgusting, actually, but it's caked on makeup, but done professionally. Like, who the hell's, how do you put makeup on in space? Here's something that we can do here. Somebody get your girlfriend. If she likes to go to the gym, have her go to the gym, work out for a couple hours, no shower. Just give her one washcloth and a little bottle of water. Say you have to just use that, and then take a picture of her in a couple days. Okay. Right.
She won't be around. She'll be so mad at you.
No showers. She just gets one washcloth, and she has to use that washcloth for several days before she can trade it in for a new one. And that's it.
You'll just get dirty looks from her.
And every time we see them, they have crisp new shirts on every time. Nothing stuck to it, no hair, no nothing, and it pressed perfect. Okay, that's impossible. If they had a new shirt every day, they would need a new shirt every day. It's so retarded.
What do you think Jacob's response to that would be?
You don't understand it. In space, things don't wrinkle, man, and why you're not going to drip anything on it because, it would float and you'd catch it before it hits your shirt. And, and the sweat acts differently in space. It doesn't spread out. It stays on your body. Then you just wipe it off and it's fine. And they have, air purifiers. How's
Surface
that?
tension.
2,000 years.
They probably have more shirts. They just don't want to tell you that they're spending the money on the shirts, and they dump them out into space and they burn up. And that's what we see when we see shooting stars.
They're gonna spin this whole story that we're doing the bare minimum because we just don't have enough funding, right? No matter how much money we give them, it's never enough, right? There's never enough funding. They only have enough to do the bare minimum. I actually remember in high school, this is hilarious. This is like freshman year. I actually wonder if any of y'all had an experience like this. They were reading this short story, and the short story that was for reading was the story about space travel, like far into the future. There's this colony on this planet, and they're sick, dying of some unknown disease, and they figure it out, and they get this cure, and everything's so what's it called? Everybody's so greedy. There's no free money going around. There's no wealth, right? So everything's like bare bones, right? They're painting this post-apocalyptic scenario, and they go with the idea that, well, the ships only have so much fuel on them to get to their destination. They tell a story, it's very emotional, about how this woman sneaks on a ship to see her brother that's in one of these colonies, and now they have to jettison her because the ship is going to crash and burn up, and then everybody's going to miss out on the life-saving medicine. And they literally, like, we're thinking that the story's not going to go down like that, but literally it does go down exactly like that, and tell this horrific story of this beautiful young girl being discombobulated by space to save a colony and for the greater good.
There's like honor in that, layers,
right? Yeah. Multiple layers of indoctrination and propaganda that they want to layer on there.
And that's like really sad, because that kind of influence imagine a 7 or 8 year old kid, like the world, you're learning about the world, and all these, they're asking the astronauts, what does it smell like in space? And they get 50,000 different answers from different astronauts oh, what do the stars look like? For instance, oh, you can't see the stars. Oh yeah, you can see the stars in the Magellanic Clouds, and like there's no actual right answer to any of these weird like rumors that end up getting talked about. Oh, it smells like each other. That's what we smell on the space station. We smell each other.
And the bathroom with that little plastic door is right in the main area. I mean,
it must stink in there.
God.
So
Oh my
bad.
God. And I mean, could you imagine that if somebody had diarrhea? Like, how the fuck does that work? Does the stick work?
It has to happen.
It has to happen every day because think about your gases and juices and acids, and it's insane. And the crap that they have. I still
say that the human body, and this is kind of weird for me to say this because if there was astronauts, I'd be saying something dumb, but the human body lives on Earth.
Yeah, you can't live in space. Absolutely.
There's no other place to live.
When I was a kid, they were doing high altitude tests, and they were actually reporting on it. And the pilots, when they'd be interviewed, they're like, I lost consciousness. I could see through my eyelids. I was like, all crazy stuff was happening when they got up to these high altitudes. I don't think that we can actually survive up there. I don't think that our bodies will actually function.
Okay, so here's a question
that
I've never heard an answer to. Please provide one if you have it. What do they do with all the shit and piss? Does it go into a septic tank and they just release it into space or something?
Go watch my video called "I Have to Go to the Bathroom." They push it. It goes into the receptacle. There's a plastic bag in there. When you're done pooping, you take the shit stick, and you push your poop down into the bag. Hopefully, you don't poke a hole in the bag because that could be a problem. And then after there's a whole bunch of poops in there, you close up the bag, you tie it off, and then they eject it from the space station into space.
Anything else they drink? Anything else other than that, they drink it. They put it back into.
Oh yeah, they redo your pee and turn it into water.
Yeah, and they call this.
They do the urine therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call this this whole reclaiming the urine thing, which on my TikTok I got a good video about that. He said it tastes delicious, but reclaiming the urine like that. Okay, that just puts a monkey wrench in the whole idea of anybody ever living in space, because it costs whatever they say, 45,000 to get 1 pound of anything. So you're going to bring a 5 gallons of water up. How long is that going to last you? A day? You know what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't, it's nonsensical. All of it.
Yeah. They're working out for 2 hours a day. How many people are up there? How much water you need? It's insane.
Oh, we're drinking the pee from the Russians here.
Floating around. I mean, how do people not have critical minds to think about this stuff?
Is there a single video of them like coming to the ISS and bringing like MREs or food or
passing in some water and stuff? And what
you guys that? Oh, sorry. That brings up something really interesting. Like the whole idea of how they get food, how do they get their experiments, how do they get astronauts all up there? It's all on this little Dragon capsule now, right? This Crew Dragon that SpaceX flies. And this, I'm telling you guys, this story has been written down for like 2,000 years, and it's like in code. And then now that we're actually seeing these weird things that we're talking about right now, you can look at the story like in Revelation, and it seems like that someone was already shown that, like something outside of time, the information was brought to John or whoever was writing these books. And because they were talking about a dragon, they were talking about like these unclean spirits, like frogs, it said, coming out of the mouth of the dragon. And like the dragon gives the beast his power and his seat and great authority. And I'm just comparing it with SpaceX Dragon being like the resupply for cargo and everything. It's almost as if that is like part of the deception that of the globe and everything is all coming to like this point where this dragon is going to be people's answer. And in Revelation, the dragon that's fighting with Michael and his angels up in the sky, that one is Satan. So it's like maybe Satan manifested as some metal vehicle or whatever. Then it just seems weird to say that Satan's not a rocket. People tell
Maybe
me
they're
that all
trying
the
to
time, but I'm just like,
invoke by having us all
yeah,
focused on this
like
thing in the sky.
like a ritual.
Yeah, it's a ritual. We're all focusing on it, just like they did with September, day after the 10th. And they were all focusing on all of these drills that were being done. So you focus on this
Yep.
stuff, and that's why they pre-program us for this. So that's what they want us to focus on. That ISS, send our love, send our energy.
Yeah.
And they're trying to call in Satan. I'm with you, 100%.
And they don't. I don't think that they're trying to call in Satan, but they like Red's Rhetoric is an example, because he films the dragon. He's like, he was going off on one of his videos. I can't believe I captured a video of the dragon docked to the station, and like you can look at his video and sure, it looks like that, but he's all excited about it. This dragon is awesome. And I'm like, to me, I'm just looking at that going, Reds, you're believing a lie, dude. You're believing in something that's not even real. You're believing that you're on a globe because of it. Like it just
he's
it
a
just
total
like secures.
He works for NASA. You know that, right?
Well, I've talked to him a few times, and he just seems to me, he seems like a young guy that's just kind of angry. But
you remember that video Jaron found with when all of the stations were checking in for a launch, and then one checked in Red's number 11, red line 11. It was like red line 11 checking in, all systems go, and it's his voice. Okay, red line,
yeah,
it's his voice. So,
who knows?
Hey, I gotta cut out, boys. I think
I got it too.
I think we've said it all.
You
guys did awesome, by the way.
This one.
What's that?
I said we done squeezed the juice out of this one.
We did. We went long. We went really long. Holy crap!
Yeah, and before I get going, I'm on SpaceX.com right now, and according to their records, they have 237 total launches, 198 total landings, and 171 total reflights. Whatever a fucking
That's
reflight
the
means.
Falcon 9. That's this rocket that makes fire come down from the sky.
So this is so fucking stupid. What the?
Check out the featured video. Check out the featured video of the day. It's the Falcon. It's fucking heavy. It's hysterical. And watch the sky at the launch. We have a nice blue sky right now. Whenever that thing launches, watch the sky will change. The clouds will change. None of it matches.
I think the sky's going to change because as a result of all this nonsense that we're all like watching, going, what kind of world are we living in? Like, what's going on? People are going crazy. But thanks, guys, and yeah, Dave and Skylar, you guys did awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I really feel for your pain on that one. Both of you, and Skylar. That was
that, and the boys last night just not getting it. That was rough.
Oh yeah, dude, that one was super rough. I actually want to have my own conversation because it seems like their audience with them is into out of body experiences, astral projection, and there's when you're getting into that kind of stuff, people who want to talk about that, I think that there's way more spiritual significance and more meditation, manifestation ability when you understand your true position in the cosmos.
Changes everything.
Absolutely. Dave, when you get off, it's going to kick us off from the meeting, right?
I believe so. So I'll wait for you to wrap it up.
Okay, awesome. Folks, I will see you guys in just a moment. I'll play a song for the outro. For those who know, we're going to get our little dance on for a few minutes. And I will see you guys tonight for the True Earth debate on TikTok. It's going to be awesome. We don't know who's going to show up, but we get a large audience, lots of different people, different perspectives in there. So I will see you guys there. Check out the shop that I posted earlier. We got the Flat Life shirts going now. Really awesome. Make a fashion statement. What else? Yeah, great stream, guys. I appreciate you having me, including me on this one, Dave. And I look forward to doing some more debates with you soon.
All right, man. Thanks.
Awesome.
Keep
you guys
production.
Keep it flat.
Keep it flat.